And we are recording, Mr. Moore.
Hola, I'm ready.
You
I'm a
sound
little,
very
s-
ready.
I'm a little stoned to be honest.
Oh, yeah?
Yep,
Uh,
I am.
uh, I was going to say, usually your eyes are so nice and wide, and this time they're just like normal sized.
Oh, yeah.
They are getting smaller by the second, though. Now I see it.
Well, I was just thinking to myself that like smoking weed, especially in the evenings, like before I go to bed, just like unwind is like such like a routine for me. And there's still a lot of states where like you can get in a lot of trouble for having weed. It's crazy to me that
Totally.
like it's such a luxury for us here in New York and in Jersey and Maryland, Illinois, but California, well, a lot of states super fun, but there's other states that like they probably make a lot of money off of fines and legal fees for people who get caught with a doobie.
Or sleeping pills. People love that shit there, probably. Yeah, I'd much rather take a couple puffs and take a nappy than, eat a couple of pills and feel real crappy. That's a shirt. We should write that down.
You should
Tell a
write
friend.
that down or a Hallmark card.
That's right.
We would be so good at Hallmark cards.
That's right. It's like, I heard about your grandma Flo. Sorry that bitch had to go.
Roses are red, violets are blue, and so's my asshole after you pounded the shit out of it last night. Have a great day.
Roses are red, violets are blue. So is your Uncle Lou. He's dead. Sorry. It shows like a little blue guy. Like Hallmark, if you're listening, we're here. Fragile at gmail.com.
Oh,
Anyways.
speaking of blue and death, I have a coworker whose cat passed away, and then he put the cat in the freezer until he was like upstate, so he could give it a proper burial, like at his upstate home. But I thought to myself, wait a second, you have a dead cat in the same freezer where like
Where
you're
you
eating
have your
like
dinner.
frozen chicken nuggets and like TV dinners and what? And people are like, Chris, don't be
Wow.
judgy, don't be judgy. I'm like, what?
Wow.
That's crazy to me.
That reminds
I
me,
mean, he's an
Julie, make
amazing
sure you take the
person.
cat out of the freezer. We're having it for dinner. Anyways,
Gotta
we
thaw
are
out.
gonna do this in a three, a two, a one.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge!
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like three things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris Moore.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris CMO Moore. How's it going, Mr. Moore?
What's up, man? How are you?
I am living the dream. We have a fantastic episode. That will be a two-part episode. We're doing some travel in for wedding/Halloween action.
Yes. I'm not getting
But
married. Been there, done that. Never again. But
yeah.
I'm gonna go support someone who's making the worst decision of her life. I'm just, I'm just kidding. No, I'm so excited for her. She's Kimberly De Niro, beautiful, super talented. She's getting married. No, she, been together forever. It just makes sense. She's gonna be a
Yeah, it
beautiful
just
bride.
makes sense. Mostly financial and taxes, but not love wise.
It's,
But
it's like you and Julie. It just makes you guys been together for a
that's
lifetime. It makes
right. That's
sense.
right. It just makes sense until they ask you to sign a prenup. And it's like, oh shit.
Oh, I wanted to tell you something else. So remember on the pod, like a couple weeks ago, I had said like, "Oh, I'm a puppy. My pronouns are woof woof," and
Yeah.
and you were like, or like rough rough. You
Yeah.
remember? Okay, I met someone at the gay bar recently who had a collar and then his partner had a
No,
leash.
no, 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 no,
And
no. Come on.
you know what?
This can't
It's
be real.
close enough to Halloween that I'm like, whatever, like maybe.
Right.
No, they were very adamant about it, and he was like, um, annoying. It was annoying, like correcting people. And then his partner was like, don't speak to him directly. Um, it was like a sense of dominance with the guy holding a leash. It was just weird. So anyway,
Was he like, God damn it, Larry, I told you not to piss inside? Started hitting him with a newspaper.
pretty much.
Put
So
his nose in it.
I was just like minding my business, and then the guy was like complaining that he's like, I don't know why people can't understand that I identify as a dog, and I was like, it's fucking weird. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
it's weird. So
Yeah.
listen, in this gay bar, in this safe space, and we're not supposed to like bash fetishes, okay, be whatever you want to be. But
A dog is
within
different.
these four walls, but the moment you walk out of here late at night when the bar closes, you're just a fucking freak. I'm sorry. And this is why people have mean things to say about queer people, because it's like weirdos like you who claim that they identify as a dog. When they come to your door with the census, there's no dog check box. It's
Yeah,
fucking
dogs can't
weird.
vote. Dogs can't vote in the election.
I was like, so if you want to be a dog, then go sleep outside in a little dog house and drink out of a a bowl and piss on fire hydrants. Like if you're gonna commit, really commit, because dogs don't wear people clothes and don't drink people drinks. So why aren't you on your all fours, like scraping your butt across the floor? It's fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy
So
the
if you're
light of dog.
listening, thanks for listening to the podcast. But you're still weird.
Yeah, I don't know. There are a lot of letters in the LGBTQIA plus these days, but D for dog is not one of them.
Correct.
Dog is not.
But like
Intersex does not mean animal.
when conservative people on the right and they're like, man, Democrats, these fucking liberals, they act like they're dogs or their pronouns would be called dogs. Like they're not necessarily wrong because there are like some instances, it's not a lot, but like with those instances, it drives me nuts because I'm like, you're giving them ammunition to talk about us, and I don't be associated with people who identify as dogs. It's weird, right?
So you're saying they're coming over for Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah, but they can't sit at the table because dogs aren't allowed.
That's right.
He just gets the leftovers. The parts of the turkey that no one wants.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time to hear from you guys because we have another edition of emails from the listeners. And by the way, I didn't necessarily mean to talk about this on the air, but it did just pop my mind, and it has to do with emails from the listeners because you mentioned that someone you knew wants to write into the show, but they're very scared to send it in because they're afraid that their email is not quite perfect enough and that maybe we'll make fun of them. Well, all I gotta say is don't be afraid. We're gonna make fun of you regardless, most likely. So
Yeah.
just send it in. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be hilarious. We're gonna have a good time. Don't be stressed about it. Just send it. Hit send. fratchatpodcast@gmail.com. Hit send. We're waiting for you. And if we make fun of you, it just means we like you.
You can
Or
always
we
put it
hate
through
you. But
ChatGPT to check, spelling and grammar, and you want to punch it up.
oh yeah. I do. All my spelling, especially like my hate letters. I like type it in as I mean it, like fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. And I go to ChatGPT, make this like, sendable. Well,
You
then
know what?
pardon me, you terrible besmirchingly of a person.
There are some words that I have never and will never know how to spell because spell check is just so convenient. Like the word fuel or the
Yeah.
word gauge, the word diarrhea. Like I don't know how to spell any of these words, but
Wow.
spell check just kind of like assumes what I'm trying to say.
Wait, you can't spell fuel?
No, I never know if it's UE or EU. I always get it
Oh, well,
wrong.
that's a dyslexia thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Same with
That's not
gauge. I never
fair.
know if it's AU or UA.
Yeah, those are all dyslexia problems for sure.
I always
But
spell the word
there are stuff
separate
that I
wrong.
can't get. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I
I
feel
always
you. That
I
makes
always leave
sense.
out the R in February. Do people really say February? It's February.
Yeah, I don't get why there's an R there. I never did. Because that's a tough word
But
for me
thank
to
God
say.
for
It took me a
spell
while.
check, you know? Chat
Yeah,
GPT saving lives.
for sure. For sure. Until it takes over mankind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
gonna
until
suck.
then, just know Chat GPT. I always say thank you, even if it kills the environment a little bit. But I rather,
Yeah,
my future master know that I was nice to it
correct.
when the roles were reversed. So then maybe I can at least like keep a Netflix subscription or something when you guys take over mankind inevitably. So if
Totes.
you're listening, Chat GPT, we cool. We cool. But anyways, we got the two S's, Scott from NYC and Steve from Toronto. Cool. I have not read yours this week, but you go first this time. I feel
Okay,
like
so
you
Steve
rotate.
from Toronto. Now, I learned in my time in Canada that they know that we're not locals when we pronounce the second T. So when you say Toronto, they know you're not local because they say
So you say
Toronto,
Toronto,
Toronto.
Toronto,
And they
Toronto.
eat French fries, but they call it poutine or something like that.
Poutine. Well, but because poutine is different. It's French fries, but what is it with like gravy
Gravy.
and
It looks
something?
like heart disease on a plate. Gross. It looks
Yeah.
like what it would look like after it's gone through your digestive system. Just saying. Steve, enjoy your food in Toronto. I don't mean to make fun of your disgusting French fries. Okay. So he wrote, "What's up, frat chat? Whenever my girlfriend and I go away for a weekend trip, I pack a modest duffel bag, whereas she packs multiple suitcases and expects me to both carry it and pay extra at the airport. You
Oh
guys
shit.
travel a lot. What would you say is an appropriate amount of luggage for a short trip?" That's a good question.
That is a great question.
It's funny because
Common
I
problem.
I I travel a lot and I've had so many times for short trips where my checked luggage didn't make it. And so
Oh,
like I make a point to only pack carry-on bags. So I carry on a
yeah.
personal item. So I never go over that. Even if I was traveling for like 2.5 weeks
Same.
a few weeks ago, carry-on bag, and I will find a laundromat that does like a wash and fold if I need to wash
Same.
my clothes.
Same.
But I
I
think
can
that,
pack everything, and I have a backpack, like a big gym bag, and I can pack like 2 weeks worth of clothing in that shit. I know how to roll things and
oh
fucking.
yeah.
I am meticulous in my packing. Meanwhile, Julie is like a fucking 19 bag type of person. So I relate to this email very, very much, um, Mr. Steve. I'm curious. I'm curious where you have to say. You go first, Mr. Mo.
Well, I think that there's two things. I think that um um if you made your girlfriend pay for her extra luggage, then maybe she'd be less inclined to do it. So like you're kind of an enabler.
Mm-hmm.
If you're I would be like, I'm not carrying it and I'm not paying for it. I don't care. Then you can call
Mm-hmm.
me, a chauvinistic pig all you want to. I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
So I
I don't mind necessarily the carrying part, especially because, like, for example, I said Julie has a bunch of shit, but she has like the bags that now have the wheels that you can roll them whichever way. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So, like, for the most part, everything's getting rolled, and I don't mind fucking putting it up on the fucking thing or throw it in the goddamn, whatever. I really don't give a shit. But I'm not paying for your luggage. Fuck that. We're very good. It's like you pay for your shit, I pay for my shit. Like, I'm not gonna fucking. We're not gonna do that game. It's
My
stupid.
my other
That builds
point,
resentment, such as
totally.
this case.
Yeah, and
So,
my other point is actually it was your point because you just mentioned how you're such a savvy packer, and so maybe like she could benefit
mhm.
from having like vacuum sealed bags. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, those
or
things are
maybe
great.
she needs like those like packing cubes. Like I use those things when I'm traveling, and it helps me to stay organized.
Mhm.
So your question was, what would you say is an appropriate amount of luggage for a short trip? I think that, depending on if it's a warm or cold climate, but I always pack like a pair of pants per day. So if you're going for just 2, 3 days, maybe 3 pairs of pants, including the one that you have on, and then a pair of undies for each day, a pair of socks for each day, and then a shirt for each day in addition to like maybe one hoodie. And I call it my little toiletries, and that's it. That's all I pack. It's not, actually no, I'm
See,
lying.
we pack.
I might pack one extra pair of undies and one extra pair of socks just in case it's an accident.
I was gonna say we pack similar but slightly different. You definitely always had to bring a hoodie. That's very smart because you
Hmm.
never know. You might be cold in the hotel, hoodie, or in the
Correct.
airplane. Even if you're going to the fucking desert, it gets cold at night. You should always have a hoodie because you just never know if you're gonna need it. Um, but I don't bring a pair of pants for every day because I hope that there's somewhere I can wash them. I bring a couple of pair of pants, but I bring like basically like enough underwear where if I had to shit myself every day for whatever reason, like if it's just like a violent trip where every single day I diarrhea in my pants, I still would have a change. So I bring 2 pairs of underwear per day, and I never use them. I always have extra, but but I make sure to focus. I always start with the underwear, make sure I have plenty of that, and then go from there. Especially like boxers or briefs, you can just fold them up and make them teeny. Then socks too. Make sure there's enough of that for according to the wardrobes you want to wear. Like socks can be very annoying if you don't have enough. Uh, and then pants, bring enough where at least have one for every 2 days. You know, like so, like you can always rotate at the end of the trip, whether you wash them or if they don't get that dirty and then fucking need to wash them. But usually you wash them, so it's not that big of a deal. But we're very similar. But I for some reason have this fear of not having enough underwear, and that's where I go.
Well,
I'm
you
like,
have enough in case a friend of yours needs a pair. So now I know that if I
yeah,
ever
exactly,
shit myself and I'm out of undies, I can always knock on your
yeah.
hotel room door and be like,
If we're
"Hey,
on vacation, yeah,
can I borrow some tidy
that's
whities?"
right.
And then you're gonna say, "Well, they used to be white, but yes."
That's right. These have a minor streak, but I'm done wearing them. You can borrow these.
Yum.
I just fling them.
I also think that like um so my technically my husband, he when he would pack for a trip, like I would help him, like, so what do you wear on this day? What do you wear on this day? Like, why do you have this and this? Like, are you planning on wearing all these? Like, how many shirts do you need? How many times do you going out? Like, this is crazy. So I would help to like filter down um the selection. So maybe like maybe your girlfriend just needs you to pack with her and be like, okay, so we're
Oh
going
no,
for
no, no, no,
for
no!
three
It's
days
tougher
and
for
you have
women. No way. I've tried this with Julie, and it is like fucking telling a brick to stop being a brick. She just stares at me, and I'm like, do you really need to have choices for each day? Can't you just make a decision of what you're gonna wear each day? And then she just looks at me like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, I need to have options for each day just in case I change my mind or the weather changes. And her brain just like, and I was like, really? Really? Like, I know I'm gonna wear this shirt and like that day, like, and then I have my little outfits figured out, and then I'll rotate them throughout the week according to how I'm feeling. But I have a general idea of what I want to wear. She has to bring fucking options, and I feel like that's how women end up in this situation. But
does
if you
she
tell them
does she
not to,
bring options for
oh.
sleepwear? Is she like, you know what? I know we're only going for 3 days, but I have 7 sets of pajamas. I can't decide, so I'll just bring them all with
Now
me.
sleeper at least she's good. She has the
Okay.
1 or 2 sets that she'll bring with
Okay,
her.
then it's just doing
It's
okay.
everything else though, so it gets it gets crazy. It gets crazy. But if you tell her not to, and I don't think it's just a Julie thing though. This is definitely might be a women thing. So be careful. But just tell her I agree with Simo and just say you pay for your own suitcase, especially any extra baggage fees that you incur. That's all on you. And bring as much as you can pay for, I guess. I'll help you carry, but like for the most part, that's on you. and just know you're gonna have to pay for it, and then see what changes. That's my advice.
Or just cancel the trip. I'm so sick of this shit. I'm canceling Hawaii. Because
Fuck
you're a
you!
selfish, stupid bitch. No
You
Hawaii for you.
I hate you, bitch!
Anywho, what does Scott from NYC have to
Uh,
say?
Scotty, don't. This one I had to pick a shorter one this week because I just didn't feel like reading a long one like Simo feels every week. I feel you this week. But he goes, "Hey, frat chat, I need your help, man. My girlfriend has completely skipped over Halloween this year. Like, our pumpkin's still on the porch, we have Halloween candy still in the pantry, but that didn't stop her from already blasting Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You on full volume. It's only October. She's gone full Christmas mode, buying lights, peppermint candles, the works. I swear, if I hear that fucking song one more time, I might start seeing visions of Mariah herself haunting my dreams. The problem is, I hate that song. Hate it. Fucking hate it. But I don't have the heart to tell her she's driving me insane. How do I make this stop? Or at least hold off until after Thanksgiving without sounding like the Grinch? Scott from NYC. Oof. That's
I
tough. I feel you. Because
Scott,
we're
am I
recording
your
this October 25th right now. This again will be a 2-part episode, but this initial part is October 25th. So that means she's been blasting this shit this month already, and that's early, dude. Me and Julie been watching Halloween movies. We still have another week of that shit. I don't
Scott, am
know,
I your
man.
girlfriend? Are you talking about me? Because I already have like faux fake garland around like my windows and door frame.
No, Simo,
I
no,
love it. I love
no.
like once it starts getting a little bit cold, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to decorate. And I was talking to my therapist recently, and she's like, Chris, like, what makes you happy? I was like, oh, she asked if I loved Halloween. Are you excited for Halloween? What makes you happy? She's like, what are you looking forward to? And I was like, well, there's Halloween gaze and it's like Christmas gaze. I'm definitely a Christmas gaze, so I'm excited for like that season. And she's like, what are you waiting for? I was like, "Are you giving me permission to decorate now? Because I will absolutely follow your lead." She's like, "Go for it."
Wow.
So yeah, I love Christmas music. I love Mariah Carey's Christmas album. It's my favorite. I also like Sia. I like yeah, I'm obsessed. So
See,
I
I
don't see
like
a problem
Christmas
with
music. I
this.
do. I really do. I enjoy it when it's Christmas season. And I put it on. There's different versions of each Christmas song. Like you can listen to DMX fucking do Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and it's not only hilarious but super good. All kinds of artists do great Christmas music, but I can't do it. I can't skip over Halloween. Halloween is one of the greatest. It's not really a holiday, but it is. It's like one of the greatest holidays of the fucking year, dude. You can watch scary movies and even like goosebumps kind of shows, and you eat candy and hang out and you know prepare for the holidays. And then right after that, November 1st, I'm with you. I'm in Thanksgiving mode. I'm ready for the holidays to start. But October 31st and from October 1st to October 31st, that's my Halloween time. That's where I gotta like see the fall and the things and the pumpkins and the dealies, and the Freddy Kruegers and the Wanazis. It's that's that time for me. So
I get it. I think that for some people, there's a Halloween season and a Christmas season, but I think some people treat Halloween as just a day and
yeah,
Christmas as a season. But I also think that, Scott, your girlfriend she just fell victim to department stores that put out Christmas stuff like in the early fall. So like,
totally.
who's the
Or
real
Starbucks and their
demon
pumpkin
here?
lattes.
Macy's
That's right.
is messing with your girlfriend's
That's
psyche.
right.
So maybe
That's
you should
right.
talk
It's
to big
pumpkin
box
lattes
retailers.
and deals. They'll get
Yeah.
you. But I will say, dude, people, it seems to be a common thread that we get from some of these email from the listeners from relationship where people are just too scared to say basic things. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal to tell your significant other that you hate that song, especially if she's blasting it 24/7.
Say, turn
And
it
if it
down.
is like, if it's gonna fucking kill you, like to say it, get her some nice headphones.
Yeah.
Boom.
Or
That
you can
keeps a
get some
nice vibe. Be like,
headphones with some noise cancellation.
that's true, but you can. I mean, she's the one perpetuating the issue. I'm sure if she's blasting it around you, if you live in an apartment, because you're from New York City, so I'm guessing you do. Your neighbors will probably thank you. Be like, you know what? The neighbors are probably going to kill you. So here's some nice headphones. Enjoy. And you don't have to reveal that you fucking hate the song. But it's really not a big deal. Be like, babe, it's kind of annoying that you blast that goddamn song all day. I have to work. I have to whatever. Need some fucking peace. You listen to it lower. Listen to some headphones. Don't blast it. Thank you.
You
And that's
know,
it. It's not a huge
I
deal.
I don't know like the severity of how much she like decorates for Christmas. So like if you walk into their apartment and it's October 1st and the Christmas tree is up like that, I think that is pretty weird.
Yeah, that is a lot.
But on the grand scheme of things, if you have this girlfriend that you're obsessed with and you love her so much and she just happens to like really love Christmas, is that bad? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just
Like
let her. And I understand the
she loves
Christmas one. Let her
holidays.
be. Let her be. You can have your Halloween space. Be like, we'll decorate for both, whatever. Especially if she's the one doing the decorating. That's also a question. Who does the decorating? Because, like, for example, with my parents, it was my mom, and I would help with the Christmas tree and shit, like picking it up mostly and getting it and bringing it in the house and setting it up. But then after that, my job was done. My mom would do the decorations. My dad would sit on the couch with a drink, watching TV. So he didn't say shit because he knew that he wasn't going to lift a finger regardless. So he didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So it's like, if she's doing all the work regardless, then you kind of just got to go with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And let it be. If she's going to clean it up, pick it up, whatever. But as far as the song goes, just tell her to turn it down. It's not a huge deal. Like, I have to say one thing. I rip on Julie a lot on this show because obviously that's what you do when you have a relationship, and I'm going to continue to do so. But Julie and I have great communication because it's like we've learned over the years that that's you gotta just say what you gotta say. If not, that shit festers. So that I feel like she's the only relationship that I've made that I've been able to go over 2 years, and we're about almost to 8 years. And I have to say that's the difference. I'm like, say what I have to say, try to say it in as best of a way as possible sometimes. Even though you're human, sometimes it doesn't come out the best way, but you try to filter it in some way where it's at least not horrible the way it comes out, and you hope for the best. And you hope for the reason enough person to take the feedback, criticism, whatever it is you have to say, and vice versa, because I'm not perfect either. So sometimes she's not. Sometimes there's shit that I need to work on that she'll say, and it's up to you to be a fucking adult to take a deep breath and be like, you know what? Maybe there is some semblance of truth to this, or if there isn't, then fuck you, bitch. No,
You know what?
but
I agree
communication
with
is
that.
key.
I agree with that, and I think that for my next relationship, like taking feedback, it has to be like a prerequisite, because I think
Yeah,
that in my most recent relationship, there's sometimes I felt like I had to walk on eggshells or like kind of tiptoe around, some feedback, and I knew that it was
people
going
get
to cause
defensive.
yeah, I knew it was going to cause an argument, and some people are just very sensitive, and that just doesn't work for me because I'm a
Totally.
direct person. You know that. I'm like.
Mm-hmm.
I call it like I see it. Like it's not about feelings sometimes. It's just
No, you just gotta
practicality.
say it, get it out, and then that's it. And the thing is, you feel better, and then you don't fester relationships. And it's like, for example, me and you have been friends for years, and we're also podcasters, and we produce shows, and we've done shows, and we've done. It's not always fucking sunshine. Sometimes we have shit to say to each other, and do we fucking like let it? No, we send a quick text. Hey man, can you
Yeah,
not
but
do this, or can you do that? And then that's it. And then
but I
we move
also think
on.
that we're raised differently. Like some people, I
That's
think
true.
when your parents coddle you, like they are creating little faggot babies. So like, I'm sorry, but it like drives me nuts when I'm giving feedback like at work and I can see like people thinking about the rebuttal and they're just getting
Yes, and they're not
reactive
listening.
and so like I'll
Yes,
tell them like,
yes,
listen,
yes.
like I just want you to let this settle. Just let it just live in this moment for a second. And if you want to ask me qualifying questions, like can you give me some examples or like can you explain more what you mean by this? Like that's okay, but
Yeah,
to be immediately defensive, I'm like, what a bad character trait.
yeah.
What and that
Some
affects you at
people
work, it affects
try
you in
so
friendships,
hard.
relationships.
No, totally. Some people try so hard to win arguments rather than come to an understanding in an argument.
Totally.
And that's the thing. They're not listening. They're just thinking of what they're going to say next and their next move. And so you can say even if you say what they want to hear, they'll still keep fighting with you. But you
Yeah.
can tell when someone's doing that. It's funny that I've called a lot of people out of my day for that shit. It's like I fucking can tell that you're not even fucking listening to what I'm saying. You're just thinking of what you're going to say back to me, you
Yep.
jackass. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, no, it's
And
great.
I think I learned that from my dad because my dad's super practical and very relaxed person. Like
Yeah,
he used to tell me growing up, he's like, Chris, because I would be like, at school they said this and I said this and then I told the teacher you better. And so he's like, Chris, like, was that even worth it? Like that takes a lot
totally.
of energy. Like pick your battles. Like that
Yeah,
was really stupid.
yeah,
So I tend to look at things very practically, and like you said, I go into any potential disagreement or tough discussion with the intention of trying to make progress. So like my intention
totally.
isn't to like school somebody. Like I'm not someone's parent. I just want to make sure that like moving forward we can be efficient.
Right.
And so some people just can't acknowledge that that is the intention and they are caught up in
They
their
get
feelings
defensive.
and like it's not a good look.
Yeah. But anyways, I hope you and your lady are not like that. Scott from NYC.
I think they might be
Uh,
like that. Tell her to turn that shit down.
yeah, it's not a big deal. We'll get some fucking headphones. It's not a huge
Maybe
deal
she's
at
bigger
all.
than him.
Yeah, I don't think you look like a Grinch if you're telling her to fucking stop playing a song 17 times at the fucking hour in October.
Buy her a new Christmas album.
Yeah, yeah. Get her Mariah Carey, the ska music.
Yeah.
I'd pay money for
Anyhow,
that.
what's in the news today?
Oh, we got some news. We got some news, ladies and gentlemen. And this is good news. Well, not good news, juicy news.
Yeah.
It's definitely not good news, especially for the people that's happening to. But this week, we got a crazy one because in one of the biggest sports scandals in years, the NBA is reeling from a federal investigation that's ensnared two major names. Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups and former NBA players as well, and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, along with several associates, all charged and separate but overlapping illegal gambling and insider betting schemes. The charges paint a picture inside that literally comes straight out of a crime drama with mob connections, rigged games, and players cashing in on insider info because this shit is crazy. So the first arm of the case centers in on a very elaborate underground high-stakes poker ring that prosecutors say was backed by members of four New York mafia families: the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese clans, which no, they're not cheeses, and they do sound delicious. They're very
Yeah.
badass mob
I
families,
love
apparently.
cheese.
Me too. Yeah. Now, Chauncey Billups and former NBA player assistant coach Damon Jones were allegedly used as face cards to essentially lure wealthy marks, which is like, suckers, into luxury poker nights in Manhattan, Miami, Las Vegas, and the Hamptons. But the games were fixed from the start. So basically, they go up to some rich dude and be like, "Hey, you want to come play poker with NBA legend Chauncey Billups, and other famous people?" They'd be like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" And then they'd come. Uh, but little they know the games are rigged, so they'd get suckered out of their money. Now, investigators uncovered rigged shufflers, marked decks, tables with x ray card readers, and even contact lenses that let conspirators identify cards in play, which is fucking crazy. When high rolling
I didn't know
victims
that
lost big and tried to
existed.
walk. Yeah, right? It's like
It's
some spy
crazy.
shit. When high rolling victims lost big and tried to walk away, the mob enforced payments through intimidation and violence. The ring laundered its profits through crypto wallets and shell companies. Billups himself is accused of passing along insider team information to aid betting decisions, including details about the Blazers allegedly tanking a March 2023 game, which is really bad. Now, the second scheme involved Terry Rozier and a circle of associates who used private NBA injury and a plain time information to beat the sports book. Between March 2023 and March 2024, Rozier allegedly tipped off a friend that he leave a game early by feigning an injury, leading to six-figure bets being placed on his under prop totals, so like points, minutes out that he'd play, etc. That hit perfectly when he exited after just 9 minutes. Prosecutors say this pattern repeated across several games and even involved leaks from team insiders around the league, affecting the Hornets, Raptors, Lakers, Magic, and Blazers. The indictment describes it as a systemic manipulation of prop bets, wagers not on who wins but on player stats, which are highly sensitive to last-minute injury info. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, called the scandal deeply disturbing and suspended all implicated personnel indefinitely while federal charges play out.
Ooh,
Analysts say that
federal charges.
yeah, this is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Analysts say the crisis exposes the darker side of the league's cozy relationship with the sport betting industry. The NBA has leaned heavily into gambling partnerships in recent years, but now faces a hard reckoning because when players, coaches, or insiders can manipulate games or leaks for profit, the credibility of every stat, score, and sportsbook line is suddenly up for question. So this is something that's definitely going to get crazier, and we'll keep an eye on it as more develops. But when you
Those are
have
some
all
big
these
names.
gambling families being involved, these mob families, I mean, being brought back to light, there's definitely going to be crazy news coming out. So stay tuned.
I
And also
obviously,
release the Epstein files, but that's
yeah,
just
of
me.
course. Um, well, I want to talk about the Epstein files in a second, um, so these rich people get suckered into the game, they get swindled out of some money. When and actuality, I think they were probably just really excited to like have an intimate night with like not intimate,
Yeah,
but
gonna
just have like a
brag they're gonna hang out with an NBA player and shit,
yeah,
and then they
like if you
lose like $3 million.
like Chauncey Billups, if you can hear me, and I'm sure you're listening, I think that if you were just to say like, "Hey guys, it's $10,000 a pop if you want to have like a dinner night with me and some other players," and then rich people would probably do that because they want to take pictures and put it on Instagram and brag about it. So
Totally.
there's ways to make money that's not gonna get you in jail.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
that's crazy, dude.
yikes.
I can't believe that you're hearing about, the fucking Luchess families and all this shit in
I didn't know Gambino was a
2025.
real family. I thought it was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah, buddy. These things are, and it's crazy because Netflix just released a documentary series called like Mobster or Mob Family or something like that about some dude in the mob. So it's kind of weird. But anywho, definitely stay tuned. We'll see what happens in this case. But however, we have another edition now of Not the Drag Queens ready for you
yeah,
because in Holland, Indiana, 51-year-old Roy E. Stearns was arrested on serious felony charges for possession. Wait, I gotta hit the, gotta hit
yeah.
There we go. Yeah. 51-year-old Roy Stearns was arrested on serious felony charges for possession of child sexual abuse material after a cyber tip from Google led the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to his online activity. Detectives from the Huntington Police Department, working with the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, executed 2 search warrants at Stearns' home on October 21st, 2025. So, literally, this fucking week. During these searches, additional evidence was seized, and further analysis is underway to determine the full scope of the material involved. He now faces felony charges for possessing the what is it? Child
Child
sexual
sexual
abuse
abuse
material.
material.
Yeah, they put the initials there. A level 5 felony in Indiana, and is booked into the Du Bois County Security Center. Authorities say this case underscores the crucial role tech companies, law enforcement, and national task forces play in catching individuals exploiting kids online. But here's where it gets especially grim and ironic. Public records and social media posts indicates that Stearns is very vocally right wing and, of course, anti LGBTQIA plus.
Hmm.
He has posted crazy messages like "Happy Veterans Month," "No more Pride BS," mocked Karen liberals, and ridiculed transgender people on the reg. In other words, he loudly positions himself as a moral crusader against degenerate communities, quote unquote. But behind closed doors, he allegedly committed the exact type of abuse he publicly condemns. So, this is a textbook example of why we do this very segment on the show, because of the hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen. And his case is not just about the serious crimes he's charged with, it's a cautionary tale about people who demonize marginalized groups while hiding their own very dark behaviors, and a very easy reminder that because someone talks about morality or culture wars doesn't mean they actually live by the standards they fucking preach. So, with
Hypocrisy
that
is
being said,
off the chain.
uh, take a look at this. Take a look at this man. Take a look at Mr. Roy Easterns, Mr. Mo. Uh, does he in any way look to you like a drag queen trying to read to children or something?
No.
No, right? I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know. It looks like a normal, quote unquote, normal looking white guy to me, which goes to show maybe, just maybe, the call is coming from inside the house,
It
people.
always is. I mean, like,
That's right.
every week we have a plethora of articles to expose on the podcast.
Yep.
It's not like we
Yep.
don't have to search very hard to find
Nope. And
a
shout
right
out
wing.
Right Wing Watch again. These guys rock. They compile all this shit. If you want to see, here's the thing: like they have so much pop up that we can only pick one a week, or else we run out of time. Because this show is very jam packed with information already. So uh, there are oodles to choose from. Oodles. So give them a follow on the old Instagram, and you'll see just how deep the rabbit hole goes. And it's as deep as an anus. I'll tell you that much. Uh,
Yeah.
but
I
anywho,
think that if I had children, um based off of statistics, it's not my opinion, but based off statistics, I would never leave them um unsupervised in the presence of like mega church leaders
right?
or a Republican elected official. No
Yeah,
way. I can't because statistically they're the problem. Drag
totally,
queens can babysit my kids any day of the week. I don't care. Put
totally.
them in hair makeup if you want to. Have fun. If the kids like it, I don't care. But
Yeah, it's funny
this is
because
sad and
people
scary.
sexualize it so much, but the kids just want to like a kid see. I'm pretty sure most of them see a drag queen, and this is not to break your drag queen or undermine kids' intelligence, but it's like people in costumes and shit, and I think it's fun, and that's about it. But then these people who have like the sexual kinks go on and sexualize this shit and make it weird. But
Yeah.
it's like just like the people who are like, oh, there's a lesbian in a Disney movie. It's just showed like a lesbian parent couple. Like it didn't show them banging or anything. You're the one making it weird about thinking of like a Disney cartoon scissoring each other. That's a fucking personal problem, brother. you know? And it's the same thing with people who do this shit. So it's like people sexualize things that it's a fucking person in character reading to kids. Think about it as Aladdin or Princess Jasmine and shit reading to your fucking kid. It's not sexual. It's not. Now, if they fucking try to get sexual, you fucking call the cops. But don't trust the wrong people just because of your bigotry, you know?
Totally.
And
And I
that's
did want to mention, so you mentioned earlier the Epstein files, and
Mhm.
a book was released just recently by one of the victims, and it came out posthumously. Is that the right word?
Yes,
She
it
passed
is. Look at
away.
you.
So she actually, I think she might have taken her life actually, but she was
Yeah.
the girl that exposed Prince, is it Albert, or that's a penis piercing? Prince, who's the
Yeah,
prince?
no, that is Prince Albert, though.
Oh,
Virginia
Andrew.
Louise, I don't know how to say it for her last name.
Jeffrey.
Guthrie. Yeah,
I
something
think
like
it's
that.
Andrew, Prince Andrew,
Yeah.
because
Is it Prince Andrew?
I think he was married to Fergie.
Prince Andrew was married to fucking Fergie? I had no idea.
No, not no. That was the Ferguson lady, the redhead, and she had like a. I think she.
Oh,
I think that
I
they
thought
cheated
you
on
were
each other or
talking about
something. She's the redhead.
Fergalicious Ferg.
Oh no, not her.
Fergalicious. Yeah, Prince Andrew is the one with Epstein, not
Like
Prince
Sarah
Albert. Sorry.
Ferguson or something. Is that his wife? It was like
Yeah,
a.
I don't know.
I'm a little bit older than you, so I just remember that their breakup was very public.
Sarah Ferguson, that's what it was.
And so I could be wrong, but I think that when this all came to light years ago, Queen Elizabeth was like, "I'm stripping you of your title and your privileges." And
Yeah,
then
but it's also bullshit because he doesn't have the titles, right? But this is basically to protect the crown from any liability, but he still lives like on the palace and he pays like a yearly fee for rent that is like nothing. Nothing, especially for the lifestyle he lives. It's a fucking
yeah,
joke.
so I think I could be wrong, but I think that I saw this like TikTok video where some Brit was like, I think Parliament has to be the one to strip him of his title unless he like relinquishes it, like if he just
Yeah,
voluntarily like. So I think that he might have done that because his
that's what he did.
ex-wife Fergie or Sarah Ferguson, I think that
Burgerlicious Burger.
she changed her social media to remove the titles that she had per her ex-husband. Do you know what I mean?
She changed it to Fergalicious definition. Make them boys go loco. That's what it says now.
But Virginia, rest in peace,
Okay,
and
stop that.
I wanna get that
Ooh,
book on audio tape because I can't
that's
read.
right.
I'm glad that that's making the discussions like emerge again, um,
Yes,
regarding
absolutely.
Epstein.
Yeah, make that shit come out, people.
I don't think she names people
But
by name, but she gives enough details so you can figure out who she's talking about.
well, the
Politicians.
survivors too are talking about how they are going to make their own list if Congress and shit doesn't hurry the fuck up. So as long as those people are alive and safe, uh, there is hope. So let's see what happens.
I hope they have good
That shit will
security.
eventually explode, though. It's not. This is not the end. I know they're trying everything they can to bury it, but I feel like this is like kind of like Watergate in the sense that it's something that it's gonna just keep steamrolling, and eventually something's gonna happen. We'll see. Stay tuned.
We will see.
Finish my coffee because it's time to get to it, Mr. Mo. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we got a special episode. It's that magical time. We haven't done this in a while, so we're excited. We're kicking off a brand new Frat Chat podcast tournament, and this one hits close to home for all of us, especially this time of year. It's the best excuses to leave a party early tournament, people.
Yeah.
You can use this one's all these excuses, but especially number one, to always get you out of trouble. Especially right now, you got Halloween parties coming. You got the holidays coming, so you're gonna be hanging out with coworkers, family, friends. you name it. So this is a very good tournament for us to do right now. And let's be honest, we've all been there. You're at a party, the music's too fucking loud, the small talk is unbearable, or maybe someone brought that one guy who won't stop telling you the same goddamn story, and you're suddenly thinking, how the fuck do I get out of here without looking like a total jerk? And that's where this tournament comes in. We're going to round up the 32 of the greatest, funniest, and most chaotic excuses that we have ever used here on the Frat Chat Podcast and outside the world to bail on social obligations. Everything from the classic food poisoning to totally unhinged, I hit a raccoon. Just kidding, we're not going to use that one. We got the full spectrum, though.
But would
and over
you
the
hit
next two episodes, that's right. So we'll read it slowly. Over the next 2 episodes, we'll battle these excuses against each other, round by round, until one. Until
one remains victorious.
Then the ultimate go-to excuse that will save you from any awkward social situation. So buckle up, grab your drinks, maybe check your messages for the last time. Any emergencies or anything like that. And let's find out which excuse truly reigns supreme. See, it's the song. I think the song's fading as we speak.
I don't think I've ever heard it this long.
Yeah, this one's good, right? It says like the epic proportions of the tournament. See, and then it fades off into the nothingness, just like it came in. God, that's fucking cool.
No, I haven't heard in a long time. When you play, it's raining men.
That's true.
Hallelujah.
I thought you were gonna say your parents tell you love you, but that's different.
Yeah,
different
that too.
Different song. That's a different song.
One day.
But if you want it.
Yeah, you should read the intro with this in the background.
Yeah, we'll probably get sued if we make it the intro song now. I don't know, like that too much, but we do love you, ladies. Hopefully it stopped raining men. That sounds very, very dangerous.
Well, one's dead.
Ooh.
The Weather Girls. It's now just Weather Girl.
Ooh. That's awkward.
Yeah.
You can catch her right now on KT92, The Weather Girl.
I think you should start with the first one because you already mentioned it in the intro.
Yes. So here's the thing. We're gonna build here a tournament bracket, a 32 tournament bracket, 32 piece, 32 team, if you will. And from there, we will have these battle out, but we have to pick our tournament. We have a bunch of excuses here, I think over 50 or something. And I'm going to quickly read through them, just what they are, not a description. And we will then pick our teams here, our brackets of the best 32. And from then on, we will actually discuss the 32s and have them battle it out. So these will pick like the fat kid of dodgeball. You want to avoid that one, but we'll go back and forth. And I guess I'll take first pick, especially since I mentioned that one. Food poisoning is the gold standard, but that will be my first pick. But I have to read them first. So if we have first from the classic safe excuse bucket, you had food poisoning, explosive diarrhea, migraine, family emergency, bad sushi, stomach bug, car trouble, work thing came up, or work just texted, guy called into a meeting, babysitter canceled, dog got sick, I forgot I had other plans, I have an early morning, phone is dying, Uber search prices are crazy, or, so my Uber's here. My dog can only emotionally regulate for 2 hours without me. I have an early flight. I prefer to leave before people start asking who invited them, aka Irish goodbye. Hold on. I feel like we also need a little thing. Yeah.
Oh, I like this song.
So, for the next category, we have believable but slightly sketchy. And we have my phone died and I just saw the message. Plumbing issue. stuck in traffic, train delay, neighbor emergency, power outage, forgot I double booked, allergic reaction, my flight got delayed or canceled, I'm helping a friend move, my roommate needs me, friends going through a breakup, got too drunk slash high, lost my wallet, phone, keys, didn't get enough sleep. And then moving on to the ridiculous, funny excuses. My cat looks sad. My horoscope told me not to leave the house. The vibes were off. I'm stuck in the bathroom. I think I have food poisoning, but from yesterday. My pants ripped, and I took it as a sign. I accidentally started a new show and can't stop now.
Mhm.
My psychic told me to stay in. Mercury's in retrograde. I just got emotionally attached to my couch. My neighbor's
JD
kid asked
Vance,
me for
that's
help.
his excuse.
Yeah, that's right. That's JD Vance. Where you at? My
Haunted
neighbor's
houses.
kid asked me for help with the volcano project, and I couldn't say no. I couldn't find parking, so I left. Uh, Now to the chaotic and over the top excuses, the last category. I'm waiting for the results of an STD test.
Ooh, don't tell people that.
I hit a raccoon and need to make sure it's okay. I think I have carbon monoxide poisoning, but not 100% sure. My ex texted and now I'm spiraling. My ceiling's leaking. My fish looks depressed. I joined a pyramid scheme by accident. I forgot
Uh,
how to parallel park and I'm stuck. My therapist says I should say no more often, so I'm starting with this. I forgot it was tonight. My outfit didn't work. There's drama in the group chat. Mercury is in retrograde. The reverse compliment. You guys are having too much fun, and I had quite the day, so I need to leave in an effort to not affect the vibe you have going on here. Someone I used to date showed up, and I don't want to make it uncomfortable for everyone else. Or this music sucks. I have a phone date with so and so. Or I don't want to be associated with X because she posted XXX. So that.
XXX. I thought maybe she posted something political, but maybe she posted her tatters.
Oh yeah, CMO. It's funny. I know 3 people who have done porn. 2 from high school and 1 who I worked with when I worked for the government, actually. So pretty crazy stuff. 2 ladies and one of them did gay porn, but not the ladies. One of them was a guy. The third person was a dude who did gay porn.
Do I know this person?
No, no, this was from high school, but that's why I found out this old saying is true that, $200 is $200.
Gay for
He
pay.
wasn't gay, but $200 was
I think
$200.
I think he might be a little gay.
Yeah, maybe. At least to
I feel
that.
like you gotta be.
Yeah, you got to keep that shit up too for all those hours.
Yeah.
But anyways, we have named the bucket we have to choose from. Me and you are gonna take turns real quick, picking our favorite 16. So then we'll have a bracket of 32. So why don't we take a start? I'll take the first one. Food poisoning, nice and vague. I think it's a good gold standard. So I'm gonna take that one. What
Okay,
you
well, I'm
got?
gonna take this is kind of, I guess, related, but explosive diarrhea.
Ooh, that's very
So
specific.
because
Gross.
people aren't gonna ask questions, and a lot of people are
Yeah.
like gross about poop, you know. Oh,
Yeah.
can I tell you a little tangent? But I did this show, Dan Frank, who we adore, he's a really funny comedian. He hosts this show called New Material Night at QED
Yes.
in Astoria. And I ended my set with a story about poop, and I don't think people liked it very much. I was like, I think poop's hilarious, but some people are like, ooh, about it, and I think I had all those ooh people in the crowd. But once upon a time, we were at this like Airbnb for my job, and there's this guy that couldn't stand, and I put a fake poop on his shoe because
Oh
I was
no.
telling everyone at the Airbnb that I think there's a possum or like a raccoon in here. I keep hearing things. I keep seeing like things move, but it was a lie. I just put fake poop on things, and I was trying to convince people that we were infested.
Wow.
He told HR. And so HR sat down with me and she's like, I need to talk to you about fecal matter on someone's property while you were out of town. And I said, fecal matter? She's like, yeah. I was like, poop? She's like, yes. I said, oh my God. So what was it mine? And she said, I don't know. You tell me. I said, well, can you describe it? And she's like, excuse me? I was like, excuse you. I mean, this is very serious accusation. So you're accusing me of what exactly? Of like popping a squat and leaving a live turd on someone's shoe? Is this what you're in reference to? She's like, well, I don't know. You tell me what happened. I was like, I don't think I need to tell you what happened because everybody poops and that's private. So I was
Oh
trolling
my
her,
God.
but I was talking about this on stage and people were like, ew.
Wow.
And then my HR director, she's like, she said, no more poop pranks. And I said, from this point forward, I won't. And I had to be really careful how I phrased it because I bought like an 8-pack on Amazon and I planted poop all over the office. But
Wow.
I didn't do it again after that discussion. Everything was planted before.
Yes, no more poop pranks. But please don't come out of your office for the next like 16 hours. Just
Yeah. I
don't
gotta
open the
find them all.
pantry. Don't go
And
in the
then
bathroom,
and
the conference room.
And then before that conversation, I planted a big turd on like our company like terrace. It's like a deck that we have. And then I went out of
No.
town, and when I came back, everyone was talking about that they called an exterminator because they thought that there was like a raccoon leaving big human-sized turds. And so I forgotten about it, but I was like, oh, I can't own up to this because I already got in trouble with the last poop
Yeah.
fiasco. It's like I gotta stop planting poop places. And they wasted a lot of money with this exterminator. I saw the invoice. Like, oh no.
So
Whoops.
they spent $16,000 on this guy to hunt down a fake poop.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's
Anywho,
mine. Explosive diarrhea. I think it's a
explosive
good excuse.
diarrhea. Okay, we made it to through two. Number three for the bracket, which I will take, is migraines, which is the classic quiet excuse of someone who's actually just hungover. But I
Yeah.
actually do get migraines. So if you do get migraines, you've been there.
You get
S-
them really bad.
I do. They fuck me up. So
Someone says you can stand in a bucket of water. Have you heard that before?
that sounds stupid. Like stand in
I
a
don't know
bucket
how
of
that
water.
works,
That
like
sounds that
biologically
sounds
speaking.
that sounds dumb.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
Well, this is one that I've used before, and that's a work thing came up, work just texted, or I know how to fix everything on my day off. So I think that makes you look like a corporate hero that no one wants to question. Like, oh, you're working off the clock. I feel bad, but I respect it, you know?
Totally, totally. I'm with you. I'm gonna take next. Actually, family emergency is nice and vague. People, it's very sacred. It's effective. People are usually, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Sure, go do your thing. You don't have to give too many details usually for a while. So I'm gonna take that one. What you got next?
We had a family emergency once because my mom wanted to name our dog IKEA. And we were like,
Oh no,
she's like, isn't that a beautiful name? Everyone loves IKEA. Okay, why not Best Buy? Why not Radio Shack? I mean, like, hello. Okay, my next
number
one is
six.
I have an early morning. That's the adult version of a bedtime story.
That's right. I'm gonna take still from the classic safe excuses. Dog got sick having Stella, and she actually had diarrhea this week. So I
Oh
woke my
yeah, can you
ass up at 4
describe it?
a.m.
What did it look like?
Well, I couldn't really see it because it was dark, but it tasted kind of nutty. So let me just tell you.
Yum.
The vet asked me to describe it, so I had to make the best I could.
Um, I travel a lot for work, and so I have an early flight, the
Yeah,
mysterious traveler card. Perfect for vanishing midday.
I like that. I like that.
Especially if you
So
say, I have an early flight and I also still have to pack. Double whammy.
okay. So that was eight, correct? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Yes. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next category to pull from there. Believable but slightly sketchy. I'm gonna go with this is a classic one. Sorry, I couldn't stay. My phone died and I just saw the message. I left.
You just have to make sure that that doesn't say red before you say that.
Yeah, that's why I turn off my read notifications for sure, but that's smart.
My next one is pretty common here in New York. I don't know if you can use it in like Omaha, Nebraska, but train delays. I mean, it's a legit thing. Every day there's train delays. The trains in New York suck. So public
Yeah,
transportation just in general, the gift that keeps on giving excuses.
totally. Totally.
Everyone can like relate to that.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Next, I'm gonna go with this one. Obviously, only works if you have a roommate. If you live by yourself, no one's gonna give a fuck. But it's my roommate needs me, or if your significant other lives with you, you can use them. But my roommate needs me for what? Yo, you don't want to know, dude. It's bad. I'll talk to you later. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Works every time. Uh,
It could be a maintenance thing, it could be like emotional thing, it could be I don't know, who knows. Okay, so my next one, I'm gonna pick oh, forgot I double booked. Oops, I
mm.
accidentally had better plans.
I'm with you. I'm gonna go with one that actually, because of Stella's poopies, I had to live with, and it's I didn't get enough sleep. Didn't get enough sleep. It's true. Happens. I'm tired. Sorry, man. I'm just beat up. I had to show up for a minute, but I gotta go back home. I'm very tired, man. And it kind of combines a couple of excuses there, in my sense, if it's with the dog situation. But not getting enough sleep is very relatable.
There are times that I, believe it or not, have gotten too drunk or too high. The
You
self-inflicted honesty
no.
defense. So like, guys, it's funny, one of my friends recently, I said like, I don't really remember leaving the bar. I'm so embarrassed. Was like, I out of control. And he was like, actually, you were like, all right, that's a wrap. Gotta go. I'm drunk. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. You were like, I gotta go. You paid your tab. You tipped 20%. And then you're like, see you guys later. It's like, oh,
That
thank
is
God.
that is great autopilot, man. I gotta say, hell yeah, hell yeah. Now I'm gonna go with one that, man, when this happens to you, it's game over. I'm gonna go with lost my phone, wallet, or keys, anything like that. I'd love to come, but sorry, man. Currently, I got to get out of here. I got to go find this shit. I'm missing all my forms of identity. It gives you that vague panic that buys you like at least 12 hours of sympathy so you can get the fuck out of there, pretend you're looking, or, you guys go ahead without me. Maybe I'll meet you in the next place if I find them. And, never to be seen again.
Yeah.
What you
Or your
got?
passport.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick something from the ridiculous funny excuses category.
Nice.
Um, like my pants ripped and I took it as a sign. Fashion meets fate. Another like example of this would be like, and this has happened, and I've also used this as an excuse because it had happened. But I told people before like I just left the house and a bus went by and splashed me. So I went home to change, and at this point, I'm just not feeling it.
That's hilarious. And that has happened to me, by the way.
Yeah,
On my way
a
to
lot of puddles
shows.
in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's the water go? On your
Mm-hmm.
pants.
It's all mystery shit too. So
Yeah.
uh I'm gonna go with one, even though this one's ridiculous. I actually go by I know this is a very Gen Z way to say it, but the vibes were off. It's the equivalent of I just don't feel like it. I know. But sometimes you walk in and you realize that there's people there that you fucking hate, or you're like kind of like it's everybody's high school friends, no one's talking to you, the vibes are off, maybe someone's there who hates you and you're just kind of like so it's a valid excuse to get the fuck out of there sometimes.
Yeah, I
What you
agree.
got next?
So next, um, I think with my vibes, the vibes off, I think that could also encompass the music sucks.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at that, but I think that's like the same thing. So
Yeah, that
I'm,
could be the music.
yeah,
But I
so
take
I,
the vibes as like more like the people.
oh,
But you
I
can
see, I
so
see.
so you can say the music as well if you want.
Um, I'm,
Uh
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna pick because this is happening to me now, but my ex texted and now I'm spiraling. So I'm getting this from the chaotic over the top excuses, but like a mental health spiral and a social hall pass, I'm with
mm,
it. So
I'm with you.
sometimes I mean it's true. Like if going through a breakup, sometimes people aren't the nicest and like they know exactly what buttons to push and what to say to really wreck your day, and it's ugly. I mean I don't like it, but that's my
I'm
life
with you.
sometimes,
I'm with you. Now I'm still in the ridiculous slash funny excuses, but I've actually used this because it's true, and I couldn't find parking, so I left, which is lazy man's protest against society. But sometimes it happens, especially you got to drive somewhere. And back in Baltimore, Baltimore's a tough city to park in. Obviously, New York City, I never want to drive in. But you're driving around like an idiot. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here. I'm going home. So it happens.
Yeah.
I was there. I tried, man. Society wouldn't let me. So, what you got next? Number
I'd use that
20
before
here.
too. Next I'm gonna pick my ceiling's leaking.
Ooh,
Nature's way of saying stay home. Or like if you're at a party and you say, listen, my landlord just called, like there's, a leak or there's water damage or something. My upstairs neighbor, has a leak and it's affecting like my ceiling or whatever the case may be.
totally,
But I think if there's a maintenance issue, like I'm not going to question that, especially in New York when like all these buildings are super old and like not well maintained.
totally, totally. I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, let's see. Ooh, this is from the chaotic over the top excuses. I know it's crazy, but sometimes you need an excuse so crazy that it might just work and no one's going to ask you questions, just like explosive diarrhea. I'm waiting for the results of an STD test.
Ugh, I mean, I would that can put you if you don't know what the results are going to be, like I can't imagine. Like I take pretty good care of myself, but like if I get bent out of shape knowing that it's going to be fine, I can't imagine
Yes,
how I would feel questioning if it's good or not. You know what I mean?
totally. Totally. And in my sense, sometimes there is no STD test, but when you take one, it's still terrifying, anyways.
But
So
but
let me
even if
tell
there's no
you,
STD test, if someone says like, "Hey, I'm not in a good headspace because I'm waiting for some test results," um, I I wouldn't question it. I would say, "Listen, I'm here if you need me. Do what you have to do."
exactly, and you get the fuck
You
out,
know?
and that's all
Yeah.
you do. That's
I
all you do.
I got tested recently, and the only person touching me is me. And I was still like, what if, what if, what if, what if, you know? Like, I always think to myself, what if someone touched their nuts? Because I go to the gay bars. Like, what if someone touched their nuts and then touched the doorknob, and then I touched the doorknob and then touched my nuts?
Ew, I don't know
Would
how we
I
got here, but
would
that
I
is
get something?
that
I
is
don't know. I think
very
about things like that. Ooh.
that is
Okay,
a weird phobia to share here, but sure. Number 22. What you
number
got?
22. My therapist said I should say it no more often. So I'm starting with this. That's basically just self-care wrapped in rejection. But I think it's fair to say, like, listen, I've been going to therapy and we've discussed that maybe I party too much and need to be more comfortable with like my alone time and I'm gonna take her advice.
Totally. Totally. Uh, up next, I'm gonna go with still in that same category. My outfit didn't work, which sounds ridiculous for number 23, but sometimes you're in a situation where, let's say, you go out for like a drink, after Maybe you went to the gym or something. You're hanging out with a buddy or something. You're like in normal clothes or whatever, and then they're going for like a nice dinner after. You are dressed down. You are not in a position where you can fucking go make this. So for me, this is a fashion emergency that doubles as performance art. Sometimes you're just not in the right outfit to join the next stage of the situation,
Oh,
and you can use that to get out.
I read that as like maybe it didn't fit and like it was throwing through a loop. You ever like not be able to button a pair of pants that you've always worn, or like there are certain like belt notch and you're like, you know what, fuck this. Fuck, I'm not going. I know that like, well, I don't know for sure because I'm not a lady, but girls, their weight can fluctuate a little bit when they get their menstrual cycle. So like if a girl was
Totally,
like, I just got my period, I'm bloated, my pants literally don't fit, like my outfit's not working. Okay, I get it,
totally.
girl. I
I'm
mean, I
with
don't
you.
really get
Yeah,
it,
no.
but I gotta
So,
respect
well,
it.
either one, it works. My outfit didn't work. It's a good excuse. All right, what you got next?
I came up with this one, so it's not from a list. So this one is the reverse compliment. So it's something along the lines of, you guys are
What
having
is in
so
the
much
list? It's
fun.
in the list right now.
Oh
Looking
yeah.
at it. In the
So
list.
so you guys are having too much fun, and I had a shitty day, so I need to leave in an effort to not affect the vibe that you guys have going on. Like I don't want to bring down the mood, basically. And so I'm gonna be a martyr, and I'm gonna bring down the mood.
Totally. Totally. I'm with you. Okay. I gotta go with for number 25. I gotta go back up here. I'm gonna go with plumbing issue. Back to believably but sketchy, because when that shit happens, all you gotta do, and I'm sorry to say I've done this. Sometimes it has been real. You have had plumbing nightmares where oh shit, my roommate takes the fucking bathroom is flooded. Like, come home, whatever. Or my once in Baltimore, there was like a big storm, and I lived in a house, and my room was the whole basement, but the sub pump was down there, and the sub pump got blocked. So literally, I came home from work, and there was like a foot of water, and my entire room was flooded, and it was fucking awful. I have to get the sub pump working to suck everything out, and then you had, you all the mold that you have to worry about and shit, especially because it was carpeted down there. It was a whole thing. It was awful, but the good thing about those is that you can always take a picture of that and save it for later need. So a plumbing issue is always good. Uh,
I take huge dumps, like monstrous poops.
I've seen it.
So I don't know if it's plumbing issues with like my toilet or if like my internal plumbing has some issues. You know what I mean? You can go
Little,
both
maybe a little
ways.
both. Old plumbing, giant bombs. Maybe.
Well, I have another one. This one is someone I used to date just showed up and I don't want to make it uncomfortable for everyone else. So you ever had that happen?
Mm,
So like if you're in a big party setting or like a bar, um you say, oh my god, don't look, but my ex just showed up and we ended it pretty badly and I haven't seen him in years and I'm freaking out.
yep. Yep. Been there. Been there. Use that.
Point to any
Uh
stranger, they'll believe you.
oh hell yeah. That's true. See, pointed to like an old man with no teeth. Ah! He's my ex. That guy, really?
Like, Chris, that's Brad Pitt. I know, don't let him see me.
It's like, huh. Oh shit. Okay, so that's 27. So we need five more. Yeah, five more. So let's see. I'm gonna go back to believable but sketchy. Uh, my friend's going through a breakup. I gotta go make sure that he's okay. They've been together for a long time.
That's fair.
She thought that they were the one. And oof, it's heroic. It's relatable. You look like a great friend. You were already supporting your one friend. Now you're going to go off to another one. Great exit. Oh, I just found out, there's my best friend. I got to go take care of him. So that's 28.
Okay, that's nice. I respect that. You know, I don't know if you know this, but some of my coworkers behind my back call me Dizzy Bitch. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? Let me play it up. So you can just simply say, I forgot. I forgot it was tonight. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm double booked. Sorry, I forgot.
I'm
Simplest
with you.
truth disguised as surprise. Oh my God, that was tonight. Ugh, I feel horrible. I'll make up to you, I swear.
Whoopsies.
Whoopsies.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, let's see. Um, let's go with this is a classic, but oh man, I think I'm having an allergic reaction. I feel like my face looks weird. I gotta go, man. Uh, no one will ask questions. You gotta get the fuck out of there. Allergic reaction. So then that puts us at, hold on, let me count where we're
I'm allergic
at.
to peanuts.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Could
Did you
have
know
fooled
that?
me. All
Peanuts
those,
and vagina.
could have fooled me with all those nuts. Help!
Ew.
Oh, yeah, SEMO. I thought you were a farmer milking those cows. So here, let me count real quick. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. God damn, I lost count. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So that was actually 28. So you uh hit me with 29.
Okay. Um, how about just I have a phone date with blank, or it could simply be like I'm
Yeah,
expecting a really important phone call.
totally.
That could be test results. It could be your mom. It could be I don't know, work. But I have a lot of
Totally.
friends. Like, hey, so like, Bronwyn Isaac, very talented international comedian sensation. She normally lives in Amsterdam, and so like, if like, because of time zones, um, if she wants to have a chat on WhatsApp or on Zoom or something, of course. But I'm gonna stop everything and
Totally.
prioritize her because I don't see her often.
Or it could be a doctor, your mom, it depends, if you live away from them. And it can be anything. So a call slash phone date could be a good one for anybody. So let's see. I need, I believe, one more on my end. And I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with uh I have used it. A neighbor emergency, which sounds noble, smells like bullshit. You can't use it always. But it's like, dude, my neighbor just told me like their laptop was left out there and they have no one to fucking pick it in. Someone's been stealing packages and shit. Can I go run back? Like, I'm just gonna take care. Or I promised them I would walk their dog or take their dog outside, which now I've been doing that for my neighbor here because their dog is
Do you
best
know
friends with
your
Stella.
neighbors?
I know like one or two of them,
I don't know
not a lot.
any.
Just the guy that crosses and his lady are very cool, and like I said, they have that dog, and their dog and Stella are like best friends. So it's nice. It's nice. Uh, anyways, what you got next?
My last one is something that I hear from people sometimes. Yeah, I used to think that this was like dramatic, but now I'm like, I get it. Um, I don't want to be associated with so and so because she or he or they posted yada yada. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like honestly, if someone is like posting hate speech or like crazy MAGA bullshit, I don't want to be caught in the same photo as them and then reposted online because that makes me look crazy by association. Remember when Ellen was seen at a sporting event with George W. and people were
Yeah.
outraged or like we're in a war that we shouldn't be in and you are liberal, so what are you doing? That really hurt her career.
Yeah. However, he wasn't even president then. Like, I think Trump was president then. People need to relax.
Oh,
Like, I
really?
get it, but it's like, come on. This is
Come
like
on.
old George now. I would hang out with him now. Back then maybe not, but
I would totally hit it.
wouldn't go that far. But
Paint me like one
anyways,
of your models.
yes, that's right. Ooh, let me draw you here. I think I'm gonna need to sit closer, make it look bigger. Oh, George, you and your jokes.
Remember when someone threw a shoe at him?
Yeah, classic.
Can we bring that back? I think we
Yeah,
should have more shoes being thrown at people like what's that girl's name? The House Speaker, KKK Caroline Levitt.
oh God, Levitt.
What a
Yeah,
stupid cunt.
Caroline Levitt.
I'm like, you can wear a
Yeah.
cross around your neck all you want to, but there's nothing Christian like about your lying, sorry ass and your thin top lip. Wear a
Jam.
paper bag over your head.
All
You
right, all
stupid
right, we get it. You hater. Jesus. This is not. We've moved on. Moved on. All right. But let me make sure we got 32.
I
This is,
think we
this is the one
do.
issue with smoking before the show. The show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, beautiful. We
Your
have.
screen was shaking. Is Michael J. Fox leaning against your desk? It looked like this just
uh,
now.
that's
One,
right.
two, three, four, five.
Here,
Earthquake.
I'm gonna go ahead now and take take these 32 and very quickly put them in the tournament bracket, randomized. That way we don't have to, there's no biases, there's nothing we got to worry about.
If we disagree and we can't agree on a round, can we phone a friend?
Yes, that is how we shall rock it, per usual and attorneys.
And just to make sure I understand, so these are all reasons to either or. You could either use these reasons to leave a party early or just not attend.
Correct. And you
Okay.
can also use them for either. But yeah, like my dog got sick, I gotta get out of here. I have an early flight, I gotta leave. Oh, family emergency came up. Usually these are exchangeable. Uh, but you can use them for either. And I'm just very quickly.
I gotta go, guys. My husband pissed in the fridge again. Oh,
God damn it. Here, we're almost there. Bear with me, people. Just deleting all the non-choices. So then this will be an easy thingy from there on. Beautiful. Okay. We got these. So now I'm going to put them in the bracket. And no, these will be randomized, as I said, so there's no favoritism. Can you make me a randomized 32 team? each of these. Okay. We are there. Yes. I'm asking ChatGPT to make it a graphic because it's way faster than if we do it.
You know what? If we had Chat GBT when we were in school, we would have so much more of like a healthier social life. There's so many times that I stayed home. Well, I was really invited to things, really. Like, who am I kidding? But
Oh.
there were a lot of times that like I would have liked to have gone and done something, but I was just studying so much and like writing so many papers. It's just like, ugh. But if I had Chat GBT to give me some help, I would have been unstoppable. We'd be
Yeah,
so lucky today.
I hear you. I hear you. But at the same time, I'm glad that I can. But I will say though, I learned most of my writing in college, but I could write decently in high school. I feel like ChatGPT would have hindered that. So like I'm glad I use it now to correct things and make my life easier. But I have enough knowledge in me to then, you know, take what it says because sometimes it's not correct and know that it's incorrect and things like that. So you can't take everything it puts out at face value. Um, so that's the one thing I would say here. And ChatGPT, for example, right now, I asked it to put it into a bracket for me, and it just gave me a single list. And I'm like, I don't fucking need a single list, but it's okay. At least we have the teams, so we know who is facing off in the first round here. And so we got in the first round, we have Dog Got Sick facing off versus The Vibes Were Off. My outfit didn't work facing off versus Work Thing Came Up or Work Just Texted. My ceiling's leaking versus I Forgot It Was Tonight. My friend's going through a breakup versus food poisoning. My phone died and I just saw the message versus explosive diarrhea. Migraine versus I have an early flight. Plumbing issue versus train delay. Neighbor emergency versus forgot I double booked. Allergic reaction versus my roommate needs me. Got too drunk or high versus lost my wallet, phone, keys. Didn't get enough sleep versus my pants ripped and I took it as a sign. Couldn't find parking, so I left. Versus I'm waiting for the results of an STD test. Uh, my ex texted, easy for me to say, now I'm spiraling. Versus my therapist said I should say no more often. I'm starting with this. I have an early morning versus the reverse compliment. You guys are having too much fun, and I had quite the day. Someone I used to date showed up, and I don't want to make it uncomfortable. Versus I have a phone date with XX. And last but not least, I don't want to be associated with so and so because she posted so and so. Versus family emergencies. Oh yeah. So we got those going for us. So why don't we get started with the first one, Mr. Mo? Let's see. We got the classic Dog Got Sick versus The Vibes Were Off. What do you think, Mr. Mo? I'm gonna go with, obviously The Vibes Were Off is one that I picked myself. But Dog Got Sick is a top excuse, and it's hard to beat it. It's hard to beat it. What do you think? Oh, CMO left. Great. We shall wait.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
My internet just crashed. I
Oh
was like, what?
man.
So I'm on my hotspot now. Sorry about that.
Wow. Okay. Uh,
But I heard the list.
you fucking better have. So let's go
Can you
with
do it one more time?
yeah. Start from the very beginning. So
I'm just kidding. No, you don't have to. No, I heard it all.
so for the first one, we're gonna go with we got dog got sick versus the vibes were off. Uh,
I think a dog is more impactful.
yeah, I'm with you. I agree. I think that when you have a dog brought into it, especially like for me with Stella, she's number one. So gotta go with
The vibes
uh,
are off is like such a reach.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, you can use the vibes were off, but uh, it'll never, it'll never beat a dog. You know, just
Yeah.
saying. So okay,
I would never
so
beat a dog either, but that's just me.
I would beat a dog. That's what I call my penis. So it's different.
Oh,
Just
nice.
beat it 3 times a day.
I read this article that said that you're less inclined to get, I think, prostate cancer if you like nut like 20 sometimes a month. I was like, I I nut 20 sometimes a week.
Yeah, I was gonna say. What if,
Beat that shit all day, every day.
what if you do that weekly? Does that really help? That is kind of what we want to know here.
Well, if our excuses should be like, I have to go home and masturbate.
Yeah, to keep my prostate. I'm at 20 times a month, and I just need the one more to get to
Yeah.
21. It's for health. It's for health.
Guys, I'm having a really bad day. I need to go home. I just need a splash of rosé with a side of Adderall and just spank my meat, and then I can be good to go for the next time we go out.
There you go.
All
There you
right, so
go.
what's the next bracket?
Okay, so the next one is my outfit didn't work, a fashion emergency versus work thing came up, work just texted, you know. In this case, you're like the person who fixes everything on your day off. But it is the corporate cloak of invisibility, you know.
Yeah, I think that corporate cloak is more effective than clothing.
I'm with you. If you say my fucking, my boss called, god damn it, everybody's like, "Oh man, that's so annoying. That sucks, dude. Like, I get it. Do you want to work out of here? You can use my laptop." No, no, no. Sorry, I have the stuff on my work laptop, and I just can't. Sorry. I mean, that's all on Google Drive. I need my Mac to be able to. It's just I need my second screen. So yeah, moving on. That one makes it. The next bracket, we got my ceilings leaking versus shit, I forgot it was tonight. And
Um, Although I like the honesty of like, whoops, I forgot, just to own it. I do think that if I was listening to either of these excuses, I would have more respect for like, okay, do what you have to do. Your house is falling apart, like
yep,
maintenance issues, go for it.
yep. And I have been there where literally I'm at work or something and my roommate texts me a picture. It's like, oh, we got flooding from upstairs. And like in my case, I was always the one that, spoke to maintenance and the building and shit. as the primary leaseholder. So it came on me, and I'd be like, "Fuck, I gotta get out of here. Sorry, like, I gotta make sure these people come over and get the shit done, and now I gotta take all the stuff out of the bathroom. Like this is, this sucks." So I'm with you. My ceiling leaking. It's a huge apartment issue, but it can happen anywhere, really. We're gonna take that. I'm with
Hmm.
you. All right. This next one's tough, I think. But we got my friends going through a breakup, the old heroic and relatable tale, facing off against food poisoning, which I have to say, it's kind of the gold standard. You got food poisoning.
That is a
It's
gold
a
standard because I feel like it can happen at any time, you know.
yep, yep. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say it's the gold standard for a reason. I think food poisoning is gonna win.
Yeah, I
If you
think
got
so
to get the
too.
fuck out of there, oh man, I'm sorry. I gotta. You just do the old, you put like one hand in the stomach, kind of like you're almost like you're pregnant, but you're like ashamed about it. It's like, oh man, I'm sorry. I gotta get out of here. I'm just, I don't know what I ate. I'm just not, you know.
And then you just give them a couple extra details like, guys, it's coming out both ends. Oh, and then people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Well,
okay, okay, I
that's
get it, I get it.
that's for the next one in the bracket. We have my phone died. And I just saw the message. The OG ghosting cover story ever ends. Explosive diarrhea. For when people start asking too many questions about the food poisoning, and you need them to shut the fuck up. It's that extra detail to end all conversations, especially if you're at a dinner party or somewhere where people are eating. Oh man, I'm sorry. I've been shitting all day and I feel another one coming and it's going to be bad. I got to get the fuck out of here. You have no
Yeah,
idea what's been coming out of me. Holy shit. I'm surprised it's not coming out of both ends. It is hot lava. It
yeah.
burns my
Hot
asshole.
lava, and my asshole is so raw. I literally bought chapstick for my pucker down below.
Totally.
So,
So I'm
painful.
gonna take the diarrhea, mostly because I just interesting because I think it faced off against food poisoning next round. But I think that my phone died and I just saw this is an excuse that everyone knows it's bullshit by this point, but no
Yeah,
one calls each other out on it because they want to be able to still use it. You know what I mean? So you don't want to tell your friend, "Oh,
yeah,
I know you fucking saw this. That's horseshit," but you want to be able to bail on them too, so you just kind of play along. It's like, oh yeah, man. And in the back of your head, you motherfucker. But when you use it, you know that they know, and then they owe you that courtesy. So I think at this point, it's kind of a bullshit excuse that everyone knows is bullshit, but you still use anyways because you need to use it. Meanwhile, explosive diarrhea, it's like holy shit. So I'm gonna take explosive diarrhea.
yep.
All right, we're
I agree.
rocking. We're rocking. Okay. Um, Man, this next one is tough because these are both really good ones, especially if they're true. But migraine versus I have an early flight.
Um, I would say that I'm hungover most days, and so um, my migraine like is basically like my cover up of saying like I have a drinking problem. I early flight. Um, that's a tough one to fib about if you don't actually have a flight because if you tell them like sorry I gotta leave early, I have an early flight tomorrow morning. Um, if if you're posting on social media and you didn't have an early flight, that can get you in a lot of trouble. So I do think that would um I think I would respect the flight more as long as like it was fortified like excuse. You know what I mean?
Totally, totally. I'm with you. My thing is with migraine, like it depends. Like if someone's bullshitting, but you can't tell, so it depends. Also, some people are bad actors. Some people are better liars than others, as well. Um, but like for me, like when I get a migraine, it's like debilitating. Like I can't fucking see straight. My lips start to go numb and shit. Sometimes my fingertips go numb. I literally like lose my vision. The pain on my head is incredible. It like takes me out for a day. Like I need to like go in a
That's
dark
how I
room.
feel when I take a huge dick. Oh, I used to have an innie.
CMO's asshole's an outie now.
No, my belly button, it was so big.
Holy shit.
My
Yeah,
guts got rearranged.
it
So
happens.
I hear ya. I
It
can relate.
happens.
Yeah.
But uh but with migraines, I'm gonna go with the flight. I'm gonna agree with you, not because I don't want to disagree, but I feel like my people don't take migraines seriously unless you're a migraine sufferer.
Yeah.
So sometimes I tell people, "Oh, I have a migraine," and if they have never had a migraine, they have no idea. So they just kind of look at me like I'm a little bitch, but they, that they don't want to say anything and they just don't want to be rude. But like when you say, "No, sorry, man, I got an early flight," everybody is like, "I get it. Go pack, do your thing," because everybody fucking hates the airport more than people suffer from regular migraines. So
That's what I used
I'm
to
gonna
say
take
when I
that.
didn't want to have sex with my husband. I don't feel
I
good.
have an early flight.
Oh, yeah, that too. Early
or
flights are
or
like.
this next one, plumbing issue. Sorry, I have those
Plumbing
tacos. Got
issue.
a plumbing issue. But plumbing issue versus train delay. Trains are running shitty. I got to get out of here before, I can get home, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there, or, plumbing issues similar to your leaky ceiling. But in this case, when your plumbing issue, you're thinking specifically toilets and
Mhm.
poopies and, rivers of shit flowing through your bathroom. That's what I think.
I used to tell people like I gotta get going because soon the train's only going local. And that was like a big concern of mine because remember when I first moved here, I lived all
Totally.
the way out in Forest Hills.
Totally,
And
totally.
so,
It's a thing. It's a thing. And it takes
you
fucking
know,
forever then. Even if you're going like a mile, it's like 38 stops. And sometimes, especially when you're going later and there's not that many trains coming, the train will stop at each stop for like a good minute and a half to make sure other people can get on, which is great when you need to get on the fucking train. But when you're trying to go goddamn home and you're just sitting there like, fuck, it's a nightmare. So yeah, no, I totally relate. But for me, getting home to Hoboken when I see train delays, I immediately start getting an anxiety attack because it's like, how the fuck am I getting home? I'm in a goddamn island across. You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah, I have
I'm
to say, although plumbing issues suck, I do think it's almost so close to the other one that we have regarding leaky roof. I feel like leaky roof is just maintenance issues in general. And I think that the train delays are so common and so relatable. So
yeah,
I
New
would
York
go with
City
train
too.
delays. Although it
In
may
New
not
York
work in
City,
like bumfuck, Maryland where there's no trains, but
totally.
at least in city slickers can relate to that.
I hear it. Yeah, anybody in the city, and we're listened to in 72 countries. A lot of them have extensive transportation systems too. So, you know, train
Some of these countries
delay.
don't have any plumbing.
Okay, touche, but that's not what the fuck. I hope they feel. I hope they still listen though. Thank you. Ignore my co-host here. Anyways, up at the next one, we have neighbor emergency. You're doing your neighbor a favor. Something came up versus, oops, I forgot I double booked.
Hmm.
I think
I like
neighbor emergency is a more likable excuse than being told you double booked. I know people double booked and then spread themselves thin, but that always, when someone uses that excuse on me, it kind of leaves like a little bad taste in my mouth.
yeah, I get that.
It's like, ugh.
Like I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate the honesty. It does have like a hint of
Like, ugh.
like get it together. So
Yeah.
I I think we should probably go with the neighbor one, although I could never use that because my friends all know that I don't know my neighbors. It's weird because like when I lived in Maryland, I knew all my neighbors. When I lived in
Yeah. It's,
Chicago,
we'll say,
not so
you know,
much. Here, not so much.
And it depends where you live too. A lot of places are close with their neighbors and have communities and shit. So I think overall we're looking for outside of ourselves relatability. So I think the neighbor will get you more leeway points than telling someone you double book, especially because then they'll start trying to guilt you, like, well, then stay with me for a little bit longer and then stay less at that time. They start trying to leverage your friendships and shit. So if you
You
want
know what?
some points, I think neighbor.
I have a friend who moved to this building, and I was telling her, I'm like, listen, in New York, people like they don't want to make friends with neighbors. And she's
Totally.
like, because she's wasn't from New York City, and so she planned this like meet and greet. She put flyers in the lobby.
Oh
It's a small
no.
building, and had a party, left her door wide open, and for like a 2 or 3 hour stretch, like she had drinks and food and everything prepared. Not one person came, not one. And she called me, and
Oh.
I went over. I was like, I'll come drink and eat whatever you got. Let's go. Let's call some more friends up. Sorry that happened, but like, you know, but I felt
Oh.
so bad for her. But that's city living.
That is so awkward.
So
To be fair, you
sad.
totally warned her.
Yeah, what a
So
stupid bitch. If she's listening, that was really stupid to do. I told you.
goddamn cunt.
Stupid cunt.
Oh man. Okay, well, on to the next one. We have allergic reaction versus my roommate needs me. And I think obviously allergic reaction has to take this one, right?
I think so because like I've had allergic reactions, and even though I think some people think, okay, you take an EpiPen and you keep it moving. I mean, not
Sometimes it's
so
bad.
much. Because
Yeah.
sometimes, like, if part of your allergy includes like getting like I get covered in hives if I have
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
and
And
sometimes
some people have like severe allergies. Like I knew this girl that I worked with slash hooked up with. I had a severe nut allergy. And she had a peanut, it was like you fucking might as well shot her in the fucking chest, like it was really bad. And someone brought cookies or something to work and didn't tell her that it was peanut based. And she took a big old bite of that shit and literally almost died after the fact. So, yeah, you can really fuck your shit up.
I went on a date one time with this guy who had like a squash or melon like allergy, and I got this martini that had cucumber in it, and I spilled it, and his arm swelled up like 3 times the size. Like I've
Wow.
never seen anything like this. And so like I think that sometimes, even though you may have survived the allergy, you're left with like crazy swelling or hives or like, whatever the case may be. And it's just embarrassing. You don't want to leave the house like that.
Totally. Totally. So yeah, allergies will definitely win. Okay, we got the next one. The CMO excuse got too drunk or high. Got to get out of here. Versus lost my wallet, phone, keys. The anxiety inducing moment when you realize that has happened to you. Uh, whew. I have to say, I mean, obviously losing your phone and shit is terrible. Everybody hates it. But at the same time, when someone's visibly like hammered and then they're like annoying or they're like making themselves look silly or it becomes like a health issue, I think that excuse went out. Especially if they're visibly like, "Eh," everybody has that friend
Yeah,
who's
I agree
fucking
with you.
yeah, who's hammered,
I'm
who's
that friend.
and we also have others who are that friend and they throw up and shit all over themselves and then they make this whole thing annoying. So I feel, you just like you either got to go with them or you got to put them in a fucking cab or Uber and send their ass home and let them be the cabbie's problem. So I think that one is definitely the easier to spot excuse. and will definitely get you out of, the next morning. No one's gonna question it. They'll be annoyed at you probably, or in some cases they'll laugh at it, be like, "Dude, you got hammered. We got to get you out of there."
I actually respect when people do that because then it takes the onus off of me to have that uncomfortable conversation.
Exactly. And it just also, like, especially if we go out drinking and someone gets hammered, like, it's something that means they're having a good time, in my opinion. So I'm like, have fun, dude. As long as you're digging it. So okay. So far we're getting along pretty well. We don't need to fight to the death. I like it. Okay. This next one is didn't get enough sleep versus my pants ripped and I took it as a sign. And I know I came up with didn't get enough sleep because it happened to me. But when someone's pants ripped in the middle of a social situation and people can see it, and you're sitting there with your ass cheeks hanging out in CMO's case because he doesn't wear underwear,
Yeah.
or all these, or like it's like the grundle split, which has happened to the best of us. You look like a fucking dork. It's uncomfortable when you sit. Everybody can see your balls. I think it's kind of like the getting too drunk versus losing your wallet. One is a visible thing. Also, obviously when you're tired, the person can be sitting there like a fucking sack walnut of shit. It's like, okay, dude, just go home already. But when someone's pants rip, if it's a really bad rip, everybody knows, all right, dude, you got to get out of here, especially if you don't live in like New York City where you have like, clothes shops every street corner. Like if you're at a party, you're in a work thing, like you can't just stay there with a ripped suit. You know what I mean? You got to get the fuck out of there. So I'm
One
tempted to go with
time
the pants.
I was at a bachelorette party and uh I know it sounds crazy, but we had a coworker and she invited some of the gays to come along. So we had a bachelorette party and we're at this bar and I split my pants. I was dancing, split my pants, and I was so embarrassed because I had black pants on and I had bright hot pink panties and it was such an eyesore. There's no way. I just kept hiding behind people and then sitting down and like, Chris, come dance. I can't. It like
Yeah.
ruined my night. That's bad news. You know what? You were there when I shit my pants. Remember that at the bar? I shit my pants.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I would have torn it instead, but then I actually shit my pants, and then I had
Well,
this.
some say you did.
Then I wore my sweater around my. I took it off and wore it around my waist, and I had this like beat up, dingy tank underneath. And it
That,
was like in the middle of winter. People are like, "Chris, like, what are you doing?
yep.
Like, aren't you? Isn't it hot in here? Like, no. Like,
That
maybe I should
poor
go."
cab driver that had to drive you home after is the one I feel bad for.
I yeah, because he was like, "Hey man, can you check your shoes? I think you tracked some shit in here."
So
And I was like, "Oh, sorry about that."
those damn dogs.
I think
Oh
most of the poop
man.
you see on the ground in New York probably isn't from a dog,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
At least 10% is human. At least.
Yeah.
And I'm being generous.
So I think tearing having like a tear is like horrible.
Yeah, that's a night ender for 99% of people, unless you're trying to be ironic or funny about it. So I think that's the better. Again, it's a visible excuse that you can fucking see. Okay, this person needs to go. Like, come on.
Would you ever
So,
consider ripping your pants on purpose just to get out of a social
ooh,
situation?
the old Vietnam War, huh? Shooting yourself in the foot to get out. Yeah, I would. I've done I've ruined shirts for I once this is terrible to say now, but I don't work there anymore. But back in college, when I was still in the fraternity and working at Red Robin, I loved my job at Red Robin. Don't get me wrong. I only used this excuse one time, but I had to work during a day where we ended up winning Greek Olympics. And
Oh,
I was part of like the tug of war team that ended up winning the whole thing. So then we had no one expected us to win. We were going against like the steroid fraternity at the
Sigma Pi
time.
or Sigma
And
Chi?
yeah, exactly. And I love those guys, but a lot of them were fucking roided to the gills,
Yeah.
admittedly so. But we ended up beating them in the tug of war with no roid people in our team. and it put us in a position where the next event, we ended up getting like second or first or whatever. But with that, we ended up winning the whole thing. So everybody wanted to go party. Little did I know, I had this shift at Red Robin later that day, and I did not want to go. So I basically told them that I popped a tire, and that, well, I didn't. I said my car, someone slashed my tire, and I need to go, replace it, whatever. And so I came back later, a couple hours later, after my shift had been over. Made sure to like eat a bunch of chocolate because it takes the booze smell out of you.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, buddy,
I didn't know
and
that.
old trick. My papa taught me, but yeah. Um, and I had like a tank like this, like a white one, and I literally took it off and I rubbed it on the spare tire, the grease on it. So then, put it back on, and it looked all greasy and shit, like I'd been working on this car. So it was like, okay, I gotta get rid of a perfectly good T-shirt. I love that tag, but I gotta get rid of it just to make this thing work, and it did. And so it was worth a good tag just to get away with this excuse. So yes, I would sacrifice clothing, for sure. I'm not above it.
I went on a date one time, and this guy, it was a horrible date, and he ordered like super expensive drinks. He was drinking way too much. He ordered a lot of expensive food. And whenever we went out in the past, it's always like we would split it, the check 50-50, or I would pay for all of it, but we would split 50-50, and it's kind of like, well, if I'm having like just like grilled chicken and you're having like lobster tail and like four martinis and I had a beer. It's not fair. So I
Yeah.
literally took my bank card and I broke it in half.
Wow.
And I came back to the table and I was like, "Oh my gosh, the bartender broke my credit card. Can you believe that?" I was like, "Can we use yours?" And then that's the last time I we hung out. After that, I like blocked him. I'm like, I'm not paying for another
Wow.
like night out for you, you cheap fuck."
Yeah, that's genius, though. I like that. I like that. Anyways, on to the next one. We got, which I've actually used as excuse. Couldn't find parking, so I left. Versus, I'm waiting for the results of an STD test, and I know the parking one is a great excuse, but no one's gonna fucking question the STD test. I think this is another no brainer right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask any qualifying or,
Yep. You don't
questions. I'd
need
be
to
like,
hug me. You don't need to
say no
shake my
more.
hand. We can just do a quick bow. You get the fuck about your business. Let me know if it's clear. If not, let's not talk again. Again, it's
Can
an
you
extreme
imagine?
excuse, but no one's going to question it.
Can you imagine if you were like, I'm waiting on some STD results, and I was like, oh my God, what are your symptoms?
Yeah.
You'd be like, wait, what? This is supposed to happen? You don't ask that. Can I see it?
can can I pay you $20 to take a picture? All right. We're all in agreement so far. So on to the next one. We have my ex texted a non-spiraling
Ugh,
versus my therapist said I should say no more often, so I'm starting with this. Which, it's funny, these are both two mental health issues, but
yeah.
both sides of the spectrum. One is the spiraling person, and one is the one who's actually healthy with their therapist. So,
You know what
ooh,
though?
this was tough.
I don't really respect the one about the therapist when the more I think about it, because when we're younger, it's easy for us to be like, I can't because my mom said so. And then when we're
Yeah.
older, we're like, I can't because my therapist said so. As if like they're like the end all be all of like logic.
Yeah, ultimately you
So
pay them. I agree.
I think that going through a breakup is really sucks. And like I trust me, I know. And I getting not so nice texts from my ex really ruins my day. And I think that's
Yeah.
relatable.
I think everybody will relate. Here's the thing. Therapy is great, but not everybody is in therapy. A lot more people should be in therapy. So, meanwhile, more people go through breakups and have a crazy ex than they go to therapy. So, this is about, again, not us, just thinking about the bigger picture, representing the people here at the Frat Chat Podcast, because that's what we do. I think everybody knows what it's like to get a text from an ex. Maybe it's someone you're trying to win back, and they text you, "I miss you," and they're fucking with you, or you know, maybe all like it's like the CMO cases where you get texts that are not so nice, and then they send you on a spiral. It's a person you haven't seen in a while. And all of a sudden, they start bringing up random shit, and they send you on a fucking on another one. I think everyone's been there, so I'm with you. Uh, my ex, my ex can take the next one. Okay, so now we have the classic. I have an early morning versus the CMO special, the reverse compliment. Oh, you guys are having too much fun, and I had quite the day, so I'm just gonna go, just so we cool.
Hmm. I think that these are both like low on the totem pole.
Yes,
I don't know. I feel like mm, I respect that I have an early morning because you're being responsible, but I'm also part of me is also kind of like you're a loser. Like have one more beer.
boring.
Yeah. And then the whole like guys, I don't want to bring down the vibe. I'm not in a good headspace. To me, I feel like you're fishing for like someone to be like, "What's going on? Let's talk about it." Do you know what I mean?
Totally. I respect the early morning person more because at least like sometimes you have to draw the line. It's again kind of like the therapist says, but no, it's not the therapist. It's you. It's like, dude, I gotta go to work, and eventually you reach that point in time where people can't guilt you anymore. And
Hmm.
like for example, our friends are notorious guilters when someone's having fun. It's like, nah, don't go. And they don't mean to guilt you, but it's just like we're fun people. So like we have a couple in us. It's like, oh, let's keep partying, and next thing you know, it's fucking 4 a.m. and it's like, oh shit, I need to be up at 7, and that's game over. So it's very easy for one drink to turn into 17 when a crew with like us. So I like that's why I like, nope, I know myself. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get up early, whatever. I respect that more than the person who's like, well, you guys are being. It's like, dude, if you felt that way, then why'd you even come? I might as well just not even show. So I gotta go with the early riser. I respect that as a better excuse to leave. And usually I don't even ask questions. I'm just like, yeah, you can go, whatever. But so what do you have to do? Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't ask questions.
Yeah, I don't care. You and your khakis need to leave. I understand. I could tell when you walked in here. Okay. So we got now final two brackets in this round. We got someone I used to date just showed up, and I don't want to make it uncomfortable for everyone else, which literally made my stomach queasy as I said that. And going up against I have a phone date with so and so, or I have a call with so and so.
Hmm. I think getting a surprise ex showing up takes the cake for me.
Yeah, I'm with you there too, man. I was waiting for us to disagree on one of them so far, but so far, because everybody knows that feeling
Like,
of
oh,
like the heart dropping, the heart sinking feeling of you're sitting there having the perfect time, and all of a sudden you look over and say, "Oh fuck, my ex just shut up."
here comes
And
the
to,
buzzkill.
Yep, and then to top it off, it's either an ex that they knew, so it's awkward for everybody, or your ex is there with like a new boyfriend and you haven't
Yeah,
seen them since, and the breakup, or you're there with someone new, so it's extra awkward. It's everybody knows that heart sinking feeling of your ex walking in. So yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it.
that's happened to me
Okay.
recently, and I just leave the bar. I'm like, I have to go, guys. I'm sorry. But no, no, no,
Yeah.
don't leave. Don't. I have to. I'm
Yeah,
not.
no, it's
I'm not having
shitty.
fun.
Shitty. Okay, so now for the final one here, round one. I don't want to be associated with this bitch because she posted whatever on X or Twitter or Facebook, whatever, versus the classic family emergency. Got to get out of here. Vague, sacred, and effective. I got to take, obviously, people have, oh, fuck this person. But when you hit them with oh, I have a family emergency, it's another one. It's almost like explosive diarrhea. No one asks questions. Everybody says,
Right.
I hope you're okay. I hope everything's fine. Let me know if you want to talk about it, type thing. And you can be as vague as possible with that, and no one's gonna fucking question it. So I think family emergency takes the cake.
Yeah.
All right, all right. So we got him down from 32 down to 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10,
Now it's
12.
gonna get ugly.
Nah, it is gonna get ugly. This is where we fight. So here, super quick, before we do round 2, and I'll edit this out. I'm gonna fill up my coffee. Uh,
You say coffee like a Chicagoan.
like a
Coffee.
Chicago. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. All right. All righty.
Got
So
your
yeah, I can.
coffee?
Yeah,
How do you
buddy.
take your coffee?
Like a child. It's I add like cream and milk and shit. Delicious. This is like a French vanilla cream in it. Mwah.
Nice. I like it has to be like really um sweet for me to
Yeah, light and
appreciate it.
sweet. Light and sweet. Like my woman. Just kidding. That sounded racist. Anywho, we are back. Now we have finished round 1. So now this is where alliances and friendships are broken
Yeah.
because round 2 begins. And so, let me let's introduce the contestants for round 2. We got
Okay.
Dog Got Sick up against Work Thing Came Up, or Work Just Texted. We got My Ceiling's Leaking versus Food Poisoning. We got Explosive Diarrhea versus I Have an Early Flight. We have Train Delay versus Neighbor Emergency. We have Allergic Reaction versus Got Too Drunk or High. That's a tough one. We got My Pants Rip, and I Took It as a Sign versus I'm waiting for the results of an STD test. We have My Ex Texted and Now I'm Spiraling versus I Have an Early Morning. And we have Someone I Used to Date Just Showed Up and I Want to Make It Uncomfortable versus Family Emergency. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen. These are tough. These are tough. But we're gonna have to make the tough decisions here at the Frat Chat Podcast. Because that's
All right.
why you trusted us.
Mm.
So let's see what we got. Okay, so up first we got Dog Got Sick versus A Work Thing Came Up. I'm still gonna go with the dog.
I
I
think
know
that
work
takes
is
more
important.
priority because a dog's like having a child. Like if your child's sick, like I'm not gonna question that, you know?
Right, right. It's like
People take
hopefully you don't
advantage of
use it
it.
every week. Totally. But with work, it's like I feel like I can always tell someone, dude, if your boss is fucking being annoying, just tell him you didn't see the message or something. But if your dog is dying at home, you kind of got to go deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way to get out of that one. So, okay. There's no blood in round one so far. Okay, we got my ceiling's leaking versus food poisoning.
Hmm.
Ooh, this
They're
is
both
tough.
because I think that if someone were to say to me, so if you were to say, "Oh my God, I just got a phone call from my landlord," I'd be, "Oh my God, do what you have to do. Like, I hope let me know everything's okay."
Yeah,
Um, if you said I ate something gross, I would say, "Oh my God, do what you have to do. I'm so sorry. Like, let me know if you're feeling okay." I think they're both high stakes.
totally. High stakes. And I do think that my ceiling's leaking is a slightly better excuse only because you take away your culpability from it. It's not your fault. Something exploded. It's beyond your control. It was God's will versus, CMO's case here, he shouldn't be eating too much dairy, but the man loves cheese.
I
So
love
it
cheese,
is what it
especially
is.
thick cheese.
If he gives
I
himself
like,
food poisoning because he ate the extra large cheese pizza, I'm not going to necessarily give him the benefit of the doubt versus if his bathroom exploded because his neighbor had diarrhea from eating too much cheese pizza.
do you like Fremunda cheese?
Fermunda cheese. Well,
Yeah.
can't quite remember what it tastes like.
It tastes like cheese from under my nuts.
Oh yeah, Simo. Wow. 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 That
Yep,
just
we're high.
yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna agree with that because sometimes when you introduce a lie, maybe it's real, but when you say, this food poisoning, then the other person might think, "Oh, well, where did you go last night? Who were you with? Are they sick too? Was I with
Totally.
you? Did I eat the same thing you ate? What did you have differently that I didn't have?" Like there's an investigative process. Whereas if your ceiling's leaking, like I'm not gonna like ask questions or think about it too much. I'm just gonna say, "Oh, that sucks. Like I hope there's no damage."
Totally. Totally. Now, meanwhile, on the next one, even though we have explosive diarrhea versus I have an early flight. Uh, Obviously, in this one, now when you go past the threshold of food poisoning into the specific detail of, oh my god, I have explosive diarrhea, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Then you'd have the leeway to leave whenever you want. When you have an early flight, obviously you don't want to stay too late, but you can say, all right, maybe can you stay 15 more minutes? Well, I just
Yeah.
ordered one
Mm.
last round. We'll have that drink, and then you're free to go, whatever. But explosive diarrhea coming right now, you have it. That is a get out of jail card out of most situations. You got to go. You got to go. I think even the police will escort you home. If it's like, sorry, sir, I am speeding because I'm about to shit myself. Please get me to the nearest
Yeah.
bathroom, and they will give you a convoy because everybody's
I
done
think
that.
that like if I'm at someone's house and I say like I don't really feel good, I think they appreciate because they don't want me to blow up their bathroom.
Totally.
If
I
I
have
if
a
I'm
kid at my fucking 12th birthday or 13th. It was my 13th birthday, my first birthday in America. I had a couple of people over my fucking house after school for a little like party, play basketball, pizza, and all that shit. And this fucking kid named Carl took a giant,
what's
massive
name
shit in the
Carl?
toilet and fucking clogged the toilet, and it like overflowed because he then put a bunch of TP in there, and literally there was shit all over my bathroom floor, and this is my own bathroom, so only I used it, and it was disgusting, and I never looked at it the same way after. So yes, I would appreciate if you don't destroy my fucking bathroom, jackass.
Carl, you can't. You have to change schools
Yeah, I
after
never hung
that.
out with him again. That was the
Good.
end of that friendship.
I had a friend one time, his name was Brad, and when I was real little, he came over and we were in like our Superman and like Batman, pajamas. I remember he had this like Superman that had like a cape attached running around, and all of a sudden he got a
Oh
stomach
yeah,
ache, and
yeah,
then he was like on the floor crying. I thought nothing's more sad than like a little mini me Superman in tears over a tummy ache. Like, and then I'm
totally.
upstairs, we were in the basement. I went upstairs. I was like, Mom, can you call Bradley's dad to come pick him up because I think he needs to go home. Boring.
Oh, Brad,
Oh, Brad.
Bradley, fucking asshole. There's always an asshole shitting on stuff.
Carl, Brad. They
Yeah,
sound like construction
they're
worker
usually one
names.
syllable names. It's the one syllable name kids. Chris.
Yeah.
Anyways, on to the next one. We have train delay versus neighbor emergency, and this I'm gonna backstab my own because I know neighbor emergency is one of mine, but I feel like I have more sympathy for someone who's stressed about getting home because of a train delay than someone who's like taking a fucking package for their neighbor. It's like, really? They have to ask you? Like, it's like you're the only
Yeah.
one that can do this fucking favor for them.
I also
Like,
think that, like, realistically speaking, in the city, no one knows their neighbors. I think that train is a lot more relatable.
yeah, I would say like in Maryland and shit like that. Like I was tighter with my neighbors, so maybe I would have taken a package for them. But I remember during COVID, my neighbor asked me to take something for them, and I was like, this was before when they were telling us COVID's on everything, wipe every service. I was like, listen, I don't fucking know if there's COVID on these packages. I can't take them. But after COVID, there was a neighbor who she her work laptop was shipped here when she wasn't home, and it was like a fucking $1,200 Mac that was just sitting in the hallway. I was like, of course I'll take that for you. But yeah, for the most part, I wouldn't piss on fire to put my neighbors out. I don't think anyone in New York does.
When I was
So,
younger, like
uh,
in the suburbs, every house, like you just call it by like and then their last name, like the Garcias or the
yep,
Moores, the
yep.
Taylors, the Shapipskis, the I don't know,
The
the
Shapipskis.
Lamberts. I was just thinking of a
I've
Polish name. The Lamberts, the Jones, the Jacksons. Like that's, here um who the fuck is in apartment 2D? You know what I
Yeah, it's
mean?
always like, oh, creepy guy, old lady, stomper,
Yeah.
the guy, fucking terrible music. That's how I know my neighbors.
Yeah. All right,
Hot
that was
girl,
easy.
that's pretty much it.
Oh,
Yep.
that's what they call me. Hot girl.
That's
I
right.
was like, I'm not a hot girl. It's got a hot box. You know what I'm saying?
Ah.
From
Scheiße.
Munda cheese.
Ramanda G. I can't believe I didn't know that one. That's ridiculous. Okay. So now we have, dude, these two are tough. But it depends on the urgency. We have allergic reaction versus got too drunk or high. The self-inflicted honesty defense.
So the allergic reaction, I'm assuming these excuses are ones that like are like fibs. You know what I mean?
Well, yes and no. Sometimes,
Because I kind of
so,
assume that
I've,
this is something that like if you had to use like an excuse, you can pick one from this list. You know what I mean? And
totally,
and so
totally,
I'm hoping that whichever's number one is an excuse that is like um is dummy proof. And so
totally.
if you have an allergic reaction to something, then I think it's hard if your friends don't know you have a pre-existing allergy to something. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And you're not displaying any signs or symptoms of allergies. Meanwhile, drunk, you can easily be like, and just
I
be
think
annoying.
because there's times when I ate some like chicken satay one time at this like drag queen bar in Chicago and I had peanuts on. I was like, oh my God. And I just jumped up from the table and I ran out. I went to 7-Eleven and got some Benadryl and then from there I went to the hospital. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't have an EpiPen. It was all good, but it was like I thought it was gonna be life and death, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So I mean,
so,
if you tell somebody to have an allergic reaction, I feel like the expectation is you got to go.
but
They're not
also if you
necessarily
tell
going to be
someone you
looking
have an
at you.
allergic reaction, I think that you have to sell it if it's not true. You can just be like, hey, Carlos, unfortunately I had one of those cookies that I think was made with peanut oil, and so just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna get going and go directly to the emergency room. So no, I would be like, ah, you
Yeah.
know,
But if it's a fib and someone's, too drunk or high, you also have to sell that to be so annoying and also truthfully look drunk where someone will want to take you home or get you out of there. So if they're fake, I think you can have more leeway with the allergy one. Because if someone tells me, oh shit, I ate the wrong thing. I gotta get the fuck out of here and gotta go to an emergency room. I'm like, go, go, go. But if my friend who I've seen hammered drunk is trying to act drunk, I'm gonna know they're fucking bullshitting me.
oh, that's true. And then you would be like, do you just want to crash here?
Yeah. Like, is that, so meanwhile, allergic reaction is you gotta get the fuck out of here. Go. Don't no questions asked. You gotta go. I don't even care what you're allergic to. Just
Yeah.
leave, get out of here. I don't want any responsibility. Just go. Go to the hospital. Go take care of whatever the fuck you gotta do. So I'm gonna keep allergic reaction,
Okay.
especially if we're fibbing.
Higher stakes.
That's right. Okay. Another CMO special. My pants ripped it and I took it as a sign. Versus I'm waiting for the results in an STD test. I know these are both quite urgent.
Yeah, but
um,
I think that like if I was at a house party and I was like, my pants just ripped, you would probably be like, let's get you some more pants and keep partying. Do you know what I
right,
mean?
right.
But but if I said to you, I'm waiting for some STD results, you could be like, oh,
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I would be thinking about burning all my furniture. I'd be thinking
yeah,
about what did you touch? What did you eat with? What did did you sit on the toilet? I'm like, I have to fucking call the cleaners now. I'm thinking, please go. You cannot be out of my house party fast enough if you're telling me that you're waiting for the results of an STD test. And bonus points if you had a couple scratches down there while you're telling me. Yeah, I think again the stakes are much higher with your potential herpes buddy than than the pants.
yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, we got two more. We got ooh, my ex texted and now I'm spiraling versus I have an early morning. In the second to last in round two, and I think that my ex now everybody knows early mornings are
It's
respectable.
so generic,
Yeah,
low stakes.
but my ex texted and now everybody knows it's again that like the next one that heart sinking feeling where fuck this person is just gonna ruin my day. I hate you. God damn it. No, I think that's an easy one. What do you think?
I agree.
All right.
Because even with the early morning, I feel like if you were like, I have an early morning, I'd like one more drink.
Right.
So it's not like a hard stop. If someone's like, listen, my extra sex is not in a good place, I might say like, do you want to go someplace else? What do you want to do? And they said, I just want to go home, and I'm like, okay, I understand. Like, I'll check on you later. You know what I mean?
Totally. Absolutely. There's no like you give the person like that option, but usually they're not gonna take it versus like with someone, when they have their early, like I'm with you. Yeah, just one more drink. Come on. And then we'll all call it because I gotta go too. You can do that shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the final bracket here, we have someone I used to date just showed up versus family emergency. I think these are like two top excuses. Uh
I think family emergency is more high stakes, whereas like if you're like, oh, I gotta go, my ex showed up. your friends might like one up it, up the ante and be like, he should fucking go. We're not going anywhere. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
let you leave because he doesn't dictate your life. You know what I mean? So that might not work.
totally. Totally. Versus family emergency is a classic excuse that has been in the books for hundreds and hundreds of years. Everybody's used family emergency, at least in the modern era. It's maybe back then, the king's days. No one gave a fuck about their families. But in the modern days, everybody has used it. And as soon as you say family emergency, you think of like sick parents, sick grandparent, dying uncle, shit like that. That's immediately where your mind goes to. And you go into an immediate, like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, are you okay? Like, do you want to talk about it type of place? Versus with you're faced with the ex, well, I know that sinking feeling. There can be that combativeness. Well, we were here first. Fuck that asshole, or we'll just go somewhere else then and keep the party going. Type situation. Don't worry, we'll go to that bar. It doesn't necessarily get you out of it doesn't necessarily get you out of the place of the evening. It gets you out of the place you're in. But family emergency is a night ender automatically.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's true.
okay. We have made it through round 2. Oh, yes. So now that means we have round 3 coming up. This would be, I guess, the quarterfinals, is it? Or the semis?
This is a quarter, and then a
This is
semi,
quarter,
and then
then
the final.
semis. Yeah. Look at us.
Because we have
Yes.
4 brackets now, right?
That's
There's
right.
8.
We got 4 brackets, 8
Quarter means
teams.
4.
That's right. Look at you teaching me stuff. Okay. So we got the classic My Dog Got Sick up against My Ceiling's Leaking for the first one. The second bracket is Explosive Diarrhea versus Train Delay. Ooh, baby.
What if
Bracket
it's
number
explosive
3.
diarrhea on the train?
Oh, man, that's even worse.
Yum. New York, New
The third
York.
one is Allergic Reaction versus I'm waiting for the results of an STD test.
Ooh.
Ooh. And then the last one is my ex texted and now I'm spiraling versus family emergency. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is getting tough. The first one we got my dog got sick versus my ceilings leaking. I think, well, these both need a variable in the sense of depends if you live by yourself or if you have someone else. But even though they're both very urgent situations, I'm still gonna go with the dog, especially like if you, for example, have like a roommate, then the roommate you could say, "Hey, my dog is sick. Like you handle the ceiling. I'm gonna go take care of my dog." But you can't necessarily tell your roommate, you take care of my dog while I handle the ceiling." You know what I mean? If
Mhm.
both things were going on at the same time, you can ask someone else, dude, please handle this. I got to take my dog to the vet. Like it's so urgent. You know your dog's medical history. You know all the questions that doctor might have versus like, the roommate has to let a plumber in. You know, you talk to the landlord real quick, say, hey, send them an email. This is their info. You can pass it along. You're not going to leave a life or death situation with a roommate necessarily. So
I
I
agree
think
with
life or
that.
death.
I think that if you have a leaky ceiling and you have to repaint the wall, then like you replace whatever's damaged, but like you can't just like replace the puppy that
Totally.
easily. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And I
As soon as
also
you tell
think
me
that,
puppy, I'm like, go take care of your baby. I will always give you leeway.
but not only do I think like let's make sure that the puppy's okay, but I also think to myself like, well, if you have a sick dog at home, then you might have to replace your furniture and rugs and things because I've had pets. It gets messy.
Yes, it does.
Animals aren't
Yes,
able to like hold it in and go to the bathroom on their own. Like they're so dependent upon you to like take them outside when they have the shits.
totally. Totally. A lot of people don't understand that enough. So say it
And then
again
what
for
they
the
do is
people in
like
the
I feel
back.
bad because they'll like shit in the corner, and then you can see the embarrassment on them when you see them that they just have their head down, and you
Yeah,
don't
they
want to yell at
know.
them because they can't help it, you know?
They know. Yeah, when you leave a dog too long and they have to poop and they feel bad, I always feel so guilty. So I always try to make sure Stella doesn't stay too much just because of that. It's like I feel so guilty. Okay.
Stella was pooping on the floor because she saw Julie poop on the floor.
That's right. She leads by example in this house. We're
Yeah.
trying to grow some plants, so fertilizer is
No more
expensive.
Tequila Tuesdays.
We mixed it in with Taco Tuesday, and that's what happens. So
Yeah.
you can do
That's your first
one,
date.
not the other. Just not. It's not a two thing,
Not
unless you want a
together.
number two thing. But anyways,
Yeah.
we have for the next one, explosive diarrhea up against train delay. Uh, I gotta say, you told me you were about to shit your pants. I'm not asking any questions. Train delay, what I will be very relatable with, it's kind of like I have an early flight. Like you can still be like, well, have one more drink and then go ahead. I totally understand. But explosive
Or
diarrhea, it's go ahead, dude. Go do your thing. I don't care. Run.
um or you could be like if it's a train delay, but like I would be like, okay, I'll buy an Uber. Like hang out longer with us. Like get me next
Totally.
time.
Totally.
It's not high stakes, but explosive diarrhea,
Yeah. You're gonna shit
like
your
I can't
pants and
come or I have
then
to leave early because shit hit the brick. Yeah.
literally. And here's the thing: if someone's pants rip, like we spoke about earlier, and you're at a house party, I can be like, "Yeah, sure, here's some extra pants." But if you just shit yourself and there was shit running down your legs and ass and all that shit and all gooing up in there, I'm not gonna let you borrow my pants. Fuck no. Like you need to go take a shower now. I'm not gonna let you shower in my shower. Like you are. The most I'll do for you is let you stick your legs in a trash bag of mine and take that home. But you're not fucking touching any of mine. So explosive diarrhea. It's almost like when someone's about to throw up and they're doing this. And they're in your car. You know what I mean? It's just get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Do it anywhere but here. Get out anywhere but here. Run. So I gotta say, explosive diarrhea. Shit can hit the fan literally here. So I gotta go with that. You
I
concur.
agree. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, no, I thought we were on the same page. Yes, yes, I agree. 100%.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
It was like, okay. Okay, these next two are tough. These are both you got allergic reaction versus I'm waiting for the results of an STD test. Um I mean,
I think the STD one is so vulnerable that that takes the cake for me because, um, like just to say that implies that maybe you weren't careful or that you've got something going on downtown, like some symptoms and like, you know what I mean? Whereas, I don't know. I understand that allergic reaction is serious.
see, this is going to be our first disagreement because an allergic reaction, well, obviously, if you're waiting for the results of an STD test, I want you out of my house party so fast you can go, but if you have an allergic reaction, you got to get your ass to a pharmacy, to home to get your medication, to a hospital, like right now. The
Oh
STD
yeah.
results, if you're waiting, they're going to be what they're going to be, and they're going to come and they're going to come. You know what I mean? You sitting at home, uh, while I prefer it away from my furniture and guests and potential lady interests, allergic reaction, I feel like you got to get the fuck out. So I
Yeah,
guess we
but I keep thinking to myself like if we're compiling this list to help people have a smorgasbord of potential excuses they could use if they need to, if it's like an emergent, if you just want to leave, um the it's hard to fake the allergic reaction, but it's not hard to fake the STD. like
How are
test
you gonna?
results.
I'm not gonna fake an STD. How are you gonna fake that?
Well, because
You gonna put some
what I'm saying, like,
pepperonis around your wieners?
no. I'm not saying fake the symptoms. What I'm saying is like, okay, so if I have peanuts, then like my eyes will start to swell up, my tongue swells up, my lips swell up, like I break out in hives. So it's very noticeable. So if I'm leaving a party, like I there's a sense of urgency and terror. And I almost feel like it's not nice if you're lying about it because then like your friends are worried about you. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I think that an STD scare and you're waiting for results is is more relatable than the allergy.
Mm.
So I'm thinking to myself like if either of these were fibs, like it'd be easier to fib about the STD test results.
Yeah, but if they're fibs, and I don't know that they're fibs, I still think like there's more urgency in a person having an allergic reaction to go get help than a person waiting on the results. Because again, like you're gonna get some Valtrex and shit and be up on your way if you have the herpes. Like meanwhile, an allergic reaction, you can die with that. So
I think
I
that
don't know. I think
I
we have
think
our first tiebreaker needed.
I think if you were gonna leave a party early, I I think that the STD one is when I'd be like, okay, yeah, you gotta go. But if it was like an excuse to not come to a party, I do think that having an allergic reaction is like higher stakes, more impactful. So I think it depends on the
See, I still think
situation.
to get out. You got an allergic. Oh fuck, man! I'm allergic to shrimp. I didn't fucking know there was shrimp in this. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna go more. Yeah, dude, go then. Fuck, I might have herpes.
Okay, no, the way you say it like
I.
that, I think okay, yeah, I think that's probably allergy, higher stakes. Okay, let's do that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next one's
Uh.
gonna be hard too.
Yeah. Let's see how we can. We have okay. Ooh, my ex texted and now I'm spiraling. Versus family emergency is the last one here. Oh God, that's tough. I originally wanted to go with my ex text and non spiraling, but I do think like family emergency does give you that. Like you think
Yeah,
maybe
you can't touch
grandma, you
that.
think yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
MC
think it's a
Hammer.
family emergency.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I'm with
I
you.
have a coworker who's like, kids are always sick. Like, what are you feeding these kids that they're always sick? You have to stay home. And like, there's always like an event. I'm like, do all the parents go to all of these events? Like, is this? It seems like your kids have a lot of family fun days. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
Like field day relays. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. That's just some people. That's the thing with excuses, though. No, you can't use them so many times. Like you can't have four dead grandparents, like four
Yeah,
dead grandmas. That doesn't make any sense. You can have two dead grandpas and two dead grandmas. That's about it. You can have maybe a third Mima in there that wasn't really your grandma, but she was like this the great aunt or something, and you really loved her as much, something like that. But
yeah.
that's where you run out. So you got to keep track of these. If you're
Hmm,
using them as
hmm.
fibs, just
Correct.
note, just note. So yeah, family emergency. That's the get
Yeah,
out
I
of
think so
jail
too.
card. It's vague, it's sacred, it's effective. It keeps going. That means we have made it down to the semifinals.
Final four.
Yeah, but
Final countdown.
all right, so we got for the final four, we got dog got sick versus explosive diarrhea. This is gonna be really tough. And then the second bracket, allergic reaction versus family emergency. Whew, so starting with dog got sick versus explosive diarrhea.
I think that um hmm. Wow, this is hard. I'm just trying to think like if I'm at a party, if you approached me and said, I'm gonna shit my fucking pants, I would be like, get out. If you said, um, my dog's sick, I might ask questions. What's going on? Have you been to the vet? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
although I do think the dog sick is higher stakes, is like having a child sick. Oh, I don't know. This is tough. What do you
Mm,
think?
mm, let's see. I actually have Julie surveying her friends on this one too, real quick. She just texted me, and she's out with her people. Uh, let's see. I'm with you because obviously diarrhea. You want to say go. Both of these you want to say go, but there is the scenario where with diarrhea, it's like, oh, is it that bad? Like you can, like we're here at Starbucks. You can just go right now. We're at the bar. Just you're gonna have to go, dude. Like it's gonna take you an hour to get home. Versus with the dog, uh, if your dog gets sick, it's like you got to go handle that. It's like a kid again, like you said.
That's true. So diarrhea. So I guess what you're saying is, although everyone prefers to be um home when you don't feel well, like realistically speaking, you could handle that anywhere that has a bathroom, whereas your dog, like you have an obligation, you have to be home. You
Exactly.
can't handle it elsewhere.
Exactly. Like dog means in like 100% your evening is over. You got to go home. Meanwhile, diarrhea, it's like, wow, you prefer to go home. You got to run, ideally. If it is an urgent enough case, you might just have to go here, or unless you have a McDonald's trash bag like Simo's mom's. Hey, we're back, baby.
My mom's like, can you please stop talking about that on your podcast? Like, Mom, please stop listening to the podcast. I
That's
talk
right.
about like jacking off and things.
Sorry, Mama Mo, but
My dad got upset that I talked about grandma blowing up in the bathroom. Remember that story? He was like, why
I
would you
don't
say
think
that? That's
I
so
don't think I'll
personal.
ever forget that story.
I'm like, Dad, she's not around anymore.
Yeah,
You know
she's
what I
not gonna be
mean?
mad, especially when he has had to paint the bathroom to cover the stains.
My mom had to paint it twice. And then I was like, I
It was
really hope
easier
the
to paint
bathroom.
it brown.
But I remember thinking to myself, like, man, I really wish that the bathroom smelled like paint instead of poop for once. And then it smelled like paint and poop. We couldn't get that stench out. Except for her folding like the little like bath mat in half and in half again and handing it to my mom and being like, sorry.
I'll buy you a new one, I swear.
Yeah. But when she was in the bathroom, she was like, I just kept hearing her say, "Oh dear, oh
Oh
dear,
dear.
oh
No.
dear."
That's something you never want to hear. I heard someone in my bathroom go, "Oh no, 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 no!" after they flushed the toilet, and I just knew it was gonna be bad.
You know what? My friends came over the other day, and I said, well, I went to the bathroom, and he flushed and he came out, and I said, "Oh my God, you didn't flush the toilet, did you?" And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "You didn't see the sign?" And then I ran to the bathroom, and I shut the door, and I was just listening to their commentary, and they were like in sheer panic. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. So I come out. Just
Dude,
kidding.
yeah, that's awful. That's awful. I would die. Um, okay, so we got now allergic reaction versus family emergency. Two
Mm.
classics Uh, I mean, this one's really tough because I don't think you can go wrong with either answer because in my opinion, they're both, oh, you got to go situations. Someone's like, oh, fuck, I ate the shrimp and I shouldn't have had it. I'm going to die now. You leave. But you say my fucking, family emergency. I'm thinking someone got in a car accident, something serious. You got to go.
I think that if you say family emergency, you can buy more time than if you have a um allergy because I feel like family emergency, let's say I listen, like when my kids is sick, like it's an emergency. They might be sick for like a week and then you're out of obligations for a week. Whereas
Ooh,
oh, I had a allergy scare. Okay, in a day or two you're good. You're back to normal.
that's
You're not out of
true.
commission for a whole week.
As far as a bigger excuse goes, while they're both immediate excuses, when you hear family emergency, it's more catastrophic
Yeah, the
inducing.
potential is that there could be a more of a longevity,
Yeah, like now I
with
gotta
this
fucking go
excuse.
take care of my dad
Mm,
who's sick now, and this was not in the cards. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. You can twist my arm with that one. Family emergency,
family emergency.
the get out of jail free card, man. This is both good. Okay, so that means we have made it to the fifth and final round, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, we have been battling. Now this is going to be something that's going to be span across 2 episodes to get here, just to get you out of any situation you want, any
Mhm.
bad party you don't want to go to, any work event, any family outing. Fuck all that. Well,
Fuck
actually, I
all
guess
that.
not family outing for one of these excuses. For instance, we have dog got sick versus family emergency. I guess you can't really use a family emergency if you're at a family outing. They might know.
Yeah.
um. So yeah, dog got sick versus family emergency. The two golden standards of excuses to get you out of anything. Here's the thing. This is another one where I think, and hold on, I feel like we have to celebrate them. 1 second. This is yeah, because it's the final two. So if you use either of these, you're gonna get some goodwill from the people. So this is tough. I'm gonna put it out to Julie's people, uh, just in case we need it.
Sick dog and family emergency.
Dog got sick versus family emergency. We have to ponder this. You have to think about this because the implications are not just an answer. No, no, no. The implication is that this will be the winner of the tournament or the top excuse out of a battle that started with over 50, that we then brought down to 32, and then we battled it down to 16, then 8, then 4, then 2, and then 1. Just like, oh, Simo's friends in high school, winding it down. So this is big
Yeah.
implications here.
Yeah.
So
Friends in high school. I wish.
what are those? Call
What are
them Power
those?
Rangers.
I call them grandma.
She was great. She was just trying to make you new friends in the bathroom. That's what happened. Uh,
Yeah.
they call it claymation. Anyways, dog got sick versus family emergency. I think
I think it's a
this one will.
no-brainer. I think it's a family emergency.
Yeah.
Higher stakes. Because when you
See,
say family emergency, I think to myself, okay, this is life and death. That's where my
yeah,
mind goes.
the the dog got sick is also life or death. But I think this one comes down to on your living situation. I know it's an extra thing, but for example, if me and Julie have a situation with Stella, I can trust that she'll handle that. But if I have a family emergency with like my mom or dad, like I have to go handle that. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
like I can't necessarily trust Julie to handle that. I mean, I could trust her, but it's not something I want to put on her versus Stella's both of our responsibilities. So I think it ultimately comes down to that. But I did put it out to the people. Julie's with a panel of 3 ladies right now, and they actually said dog and something that I didn't expect because it's easier to explain. And you say you don't want to scare people with family. So if you're under uh, the idea that these are fibs, which one do you want to play with karma with more? Your dog or your family?
That's true.
But when you say family emergency, I guess it's vague enough that you're not putting anyone specifically into karma's way, or you're putting everybody specifically in karma's way since you're being vague. Depends which way you're looking at it. Meanwhile, when you're saying my dog got sick, you're putting all the karma on your dog. So this is tough, man. This is
I
tough.
I think that like let's say a coworker of mine has to leave early. Let's say let's say they have fun plans and this is a fib. If they said to me, um my neighbor called it my dog is sick or whatever with this something, um I would think to myself, if it was a really important day, I'd be like, is there anyone else that can go check on your dog? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if someone were to say, hey, I have a family emergency, I'm sorry, I have to leave, I would be like, I hope everything's okay. I wouldn't offer suggestions of, I would just be like, do what you gotta do.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think there's a reason why family emergency has become the gold standard and in professional excuses to get out of shit. Because if you see, it's one of the most commonly used. It's vague. No one asks out a question. It's sacred because no one's gonna fucking. You have to be a real horrible person to someone tells you to have a family emergency. Be like, you're lying. You want to prove it? Show me the picture of your dying grandma. Like
Yeah.
no one's
You know,
that sick. But with the
I
dog,
understand
someone
that.
can be like, "Oh, your dog is sick, huh?" Sure, sure.
Well, I think that if a dog is sick, it could potentially be life and death. But when I hear, hey, my dog is sick, I think to myself, poops. Okay, you're gonna have to go home and clean up poop. When someone says I have a family emergency, I think life and death. That's where my mind goes. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, like
Yeah, I'm
someone's on
with
their
you. I think the
deathbed.
severity, I'm gonna have to disagree.
Yeah,
Even though they gave me something to think about, Julie's people there, I think I'm gonna have to go with the severity of a family emergency. I think of all the worst case scenarios, and having lived through the worst case scenarios alone, and with my own family, and like losing a dad to leukemia and stuff, my mind is more trained to think the worst when someone says family emergency because I've had the worst. So someone tells me, my dog got sick, I'm gonna obviously I've had dogs that get sick and die, so I'm gonna be I'm gonna relate to them a lot. Oh my god, I hope your puppy's okay. I'm so sorry, blah blah blah. But when someone says family emergency, I'm thinking, dude, whatever you need, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like with a
yeah.
dog, I'm not necessarily thinking that. Like it's like it's obviously awful. If you need to lean on me, you need to talk to me, whatever. It's I don't know. It's tough. I guess I do love dogs more than people in some cases, but I do still think that family emergency, especially because I'm taking myself out of it. We're thinking broad. We're thinking broad. I think the people will go more for family emergency than for the dog. Some people don't like
Can you
dogs.
can you respond to Julie and say, well, this panel voted and you're wrong. Sorry, ladies, but we think you're wrong. Like, thanks, but
Done.
next time we'll call someone else.
Done.
What'd she say?
I'm just, I shall let you know if she responds in I'll let you know if she responds. But
Okay, so listeners, if you just want to get the fuck out of a party, you just don't want to go to it in the first place, just say you have a family emergency, but you
that's
can't
right.
use it that often. It's like a once in a lifetime golden excuse that people won't question, but you have to
That's
be
right.
really seldom when you use this.
That's right. And note, Julie did laugh at your comments, so she's being a good sport about it. You got a capital ha 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 ha. So that's good. I mean, she's actually finding it funny. But yes, that is the best excuse. That is a time-tested, frat chat voted, so frat chat approved excuse of family emergency. And just note, you gotta sell it well. Oh man, I have a family emergency. I gotta go, and you go. It works. It works every time. It's how it won out this tournament again from over 50 down to single one because it is the
Or
champion.
just run out of the party and then text everyone, family emergency, had to run.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It works with Irish goodbyes. It works with quick excuses to bolt. It will always work. No one will be a jerk about it, hopefully. And if they do, you need better friends. So, anyways, that has been our latest tournament. So let us know what you thought of our list, what you thought of our tournament. I mean, any excuses that you've used that you didn't hear on here. Also, if you have any other topics they want to talk about, anything else, any questions for readers, from letters from the least, from emails from the listeners. I'm sorry. Shoot us an email, fratchatpodcast@gmail.com. Or give us a follow on all social channels at Frat Chat Podcast. That's on the old Instagram, Threads, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter/Sex. You can also give me a follow. Check out my website, carlosgarciacomedy.com. You can also check out my socials at Carlos Does the World on Instagram, on TikTok, on Threads, on YouTube. Carlos Does World on Twitter/Sex. And last but not least, make sure you check out my buddy CMO over here at chris.moore.comedy on Instagram and TikTok, and Seymour Comedy on Twitter/X. Oh, yeah. So, Mr. Mo, with that being said, it's time to go because I have a family emergency that I really got to get to. So I got to
Say no more. Do whatever you have to do. Just let me know everything's okay.
Beautiful. All right. So why don't you please motion for us to roll so I can.
I motion to adjourn this meeting because I have explosive diarrhea.
It might be true, actually. So, and I second.
Yeah.
All right, you guys will be back next week for another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts and time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'll see ya.
Ciao.